John Cena's time in WWE is finally up. And now it's time to process it. Hello, everyone. Welcome to BunkaMania live here on Sunday night, here on Twitch and on YouTube. Hope you're doing well in the run up to Christmas. Do let us know how you're getting on in the chat today. It'd be lovely to hear from you today. And I'm not joined not just by one, not by two, but the entire Bunker team today. Yay! When was the last time we did this?
January?
I'm guessing.
A long time.
It's probably SummerSlam, in fairness.
Yeah, it was SummerSlam.
Yes.
No, I wasn't there.
Oh!
No, yes, because yes.
I had a family incident to deal with that.
Oh, God, yes.
Mania, we did stuff, but that was also a split crew. It could have even been Rumble, because I remember watching that and being confused to varying degrees.
I think it was.
Possibly.
Jeez.
How? We have 20. Let me just check Twitch for a second, because I've just seen 22 visitors have just popped in. So that might be a raid. Hello. We don't have it on screen at the moment because we are currently on StreamYard. So if you give me 2 seconds, I will figure out what is going on.
Oh wow. Hello.
Hello.
By the way, hello if you're joining us. It is a good time to be here tonight because yes, you got the full crew and. Not to just take over for a moment, Ian, but in the interest of giving you a few moments' time. Yeah, we are going to be talking about arguably, I think in the WWE calendar for the remainder of the year, probably the most important event that's going to be happening. Because let's call it like it is. Raw and SmackDown ain't going to mean anything unless we're suddenly going to get a Ric Flair style retirement on Raw. But I highly doubt that. But yeah, Saturday night's main event took place last night, that being Saturday the 13th of December. From Washington, D.C., a place where it was advertised going in that John Cena has never lost. So people probably should have read between the lines on that. And a lot of them didn't. As I'm sure we'll get onto.
We will.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about the whole 2-hour show. It's actually my first time watching a Saturday night's main event, let alone WWE since... Well, aside from John Cena v AJ Styles at the Australia show, which was the only match on that show I watched, the only complete show for me since SummerSlam. So, yeah, we'll probably have a good bit of a chin wag talking about that. I'm sure we're going to be talking about Cena memories and whatnot. And quite frankly, who knows what else? Because when all four of us are here, things occur, things happen, we go in all sorts of directions.
They do. So there's definitely an influx of viewers over at Twitch. I don't know from who. So if you are watching on Twitch and you've joined us from Raid, do let us know in the chat who. Be lovely to give you guys a shout out and have a good proper introduction to you guys. But I haven't done proper introductions anyway in this episode. So apart from me, the Decadane, I am joined I'm looking on screen. To my right, I'm joined by a giraffe from me, Jeremy Graves. In the bottom right, yes, on the bottom right, we have Harriet, aka Manga Girl. And below me, we have the internet's own Matty Boo. Apologies if I've asked this question already. How are we all doing?
Freaking great, Ian. Let's do this. We're here. It's the end of the year. That unintentionally rhymed. And John Cena's retired. Some might say, finally. Some might say it was a great way to go out. Some would argue it was an appalling way to go out. And I'm looking forward to finding out what each of our thoughts are tonight.
Indeed. Harriet and Matty.
I'm shagged.
That was me trying to keep it PC and PG, folks, and we just get that immediately. Sure, you know.
I'm just tired because we all stayed up to watch this last night in some form. It's just I did a reaction to it and then had a complete meltdown on stream. So I was very heavy-headed when I woke up this morning. It's like, yeah, that's what you get. But yeah, I'm tired, but it's this weekend I think it had to be talked about. So yeah, it was very important, I think, for the majority of us. So yeah, even though I'm tired, I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, for example, it's like I was thinking, I'll go to bed early. I'll watch it first thing in the morning, and it's like I think the closer it got to the start, I thought, you know what, I'm up. I might as well watch it in the comfort of my room and see how it goes, and see to process it as well. Matty, yourself?
Exactly the same as Harriet, and pretty much I took the same course as you. I was probably going to start watching it and then flake out. And then for whatever reason, I just stuck it through the entire run. And before I knew it, it was like 3:30 in the morning. I went, oh crap, I've got to get up before 9. And there we go. I've been awake since about 7-ish, stayed in bed for a couple of hours before I decided, oh, to heck with this, I've got to get up because I've got to have breakfast. And then the three of us basically did the second day of Damus. We were in these chairs off and on for about 7 hours, and this is now our second stream. So all of that together, how?
Yes.
How?
Yes.
Hey, you books it. So
I drew pictures. Look at this. This is Pepsi Phil.
Drink.
Pepsi Phil. Not
Drink
sponsored by
Pepsi. We're not sponsored by Pepsi.
No. Yet.
I want to say yet. So generally in this stream, we're going to be talking, of course, about Cena's final match. We're going to have a quick rundown of obviously what happened at Sunday night's main event, and I think it's mostly a period of reflection for obviously the past year of Cena and just the whole thing of Cena overall. So where shall we start with this, guys? I'm kind of thinking what would probably be the most. Should we build up to talking about Cena's match?
We'll talk about Cena last, I think.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool. So, of course, this was a special Saturday night's main event. It was about looking ahead to the future. So you had a number of... Now, the way they initially suggested this was non-canon exhibition matches. I kind of think that was a bit off, considering how one or two of these matches go. But anyway, we kicked off the show with the mouth-watering, tasty match offering of Obafemi, NXT champion, versus Cody Rhodes. And for pretty much 95% of this, it was really, really good until stupid bollocks happened. No, I really liked this until the McIntyre appearance to cause a DQ. So nobody got pinned and nobody lost. I generally enjoyed this match. I thought if they nailed the landing, this would have been like a barnstorm of a match to have towards the end of the year, because it's like absolutely puts Obafemi on the map when he was already on the map and he was already getting like these big kind of engaged reactions from the crowd, even on the SmackDown before when he came to sort of talk to Cody, and the crowd were completely behind him as well. And just watching Oba just kind of dominate for most of this match, just power throws, backbreakers, even the flying European uppercut across the desk was one of those holy shit moments. But then, yeah, it's when you got Cody fighting back, you think you got really good sort of back and forth from the way McIntyre appears. And that's it. And it turns into a bit of a wet fart, but that's me.
I'm going to put not a counterpoint, but a point to this, saying I understand why they did it.
I do,
because they don't want their WWE champion to look weak in defeat. No. They also don't want to make their big towering monster 2-time NXT champion look weak in defeat. Don't do the match then. It's that simple. Yeah. Why book it? It's this kind of 50-50 bollocks that really irks me about WWE. And I was saying it in the chat during Harriet's stream. Obafemi is a future WWE champion in the making, so long as they treat him well. And then look what we got.
Yeah.
Because you want... I was saying, Oba needs to kill Cody. Not really, but in the kayfabe land of WWE wrestling in general, he needs to absolutely batter him and defeat him, because that is how you bring an Obafemi into the main roster. And they did do that. They chose to play safe. So my argument in all of this, don't book the match. It's that simple.
I will say, before I throw it over to Jeremy or Harriet to jump in, I do have a sense now if you're going to move Oba to main roster, and I think there's talk that some names are about to move over to main roster, nice thing in time for Rumble season, of course. I think you've laid the groundwork a bit there for an Oba-Drew starter feud, which I think is probably the likely outcome of what's happened here. Because I think the Cody Drew feud will probably go to Rumble. It'll be done there, and then the supposed Cody versus Roman match happens after that. But no, I think it would be an interesting feud to have on a Rumble on a Mania build. I think so, and it would be pretty good. It would be pretty much a decent statement for Oba to come up to the main roster and beat Drew McIntyre in a sense. And I think the quality of the matches would be good as well. But anyway, enough of my thoughts. Jeremy or Harriet, please step on.
Harriet, after you, please.
Okay, so yeah, funny enough, I think I said last night when I saw Oba attack Drew, I was like, no, that's a match I wouldn't mind seeing in the future, and I like the way they did slightly build up to it. The match, this and the Cena match were the ones I was anticipating the most. So, and I agreed in regards to Matty, in regards to Oba needed to win, just to show that kind of dominance and also make a statement, which is what the majority of these matches should have been, but weren't. Which understandable, I can see why. But with this, yeah, it was very much once the disqualification happened, I was a bit annoyed because it was just more. It was going so well. I know it was looking like Cody was going to lose, but you could have done it in a way that the ref was distracted and then Drew attacked and then Cody lost that way. But I also agree now what Matty's saying in regards to they're saving both their champions and want both of them to look, not beatable. So kind of, making sure that, words, Harriet, that, that they're still strong and they're not, they can carry on with what they're doing going forward. But I do agree in regards to Oba is destined to be in main roster at some point in the future. And this is a good way. Yes, like you said on SmackDown, he got a great reception, and even last night on main event, like they were proper like going with his chant when he was walking down to the ring. The little.
You can't help but do your own little kind of Oba.
It's true, yeah.
I will say that pretty much all of the NXT superstars had some of the bigger reactions in this show, other than Cena himself.
Yes.
Because listen to what happened when Sol Ruka makes her entrance later on.
Oh, yeah.
That's another women's champion in the making right there.
Yeah. But yeah, in all the match, I kind of did leave a bit disappointed, thinking, well, that happened, and it was 10 minutes. It wasn't the shortest match of the PLE either, or the main event either, but it was still like, I thought it went longer, but then when I was told no, it's 10 minutes, I'm like, wow.
A quick thought.
Yes.
If the match was longer and then we had the McIntyre situation, do you think that would be a more favorable sort of? No, it would have to be either someone wins clean or interference behind the back.
Behind the back, yeah. I believe so. That's the way it should have gone, to be fair, but we'll see what it does going forward, because it does like quicken. Well, it does go with the rivalry with Cody and Drew. So and maybe Oba might help in some form, and maybe that might lead on to him coming onto main roster.
I will say, as tantalizing as it is to have a program with Drew, is this legitimately what we're going to do with Drew McIntyre now? Because the last 2 years, any return or any sort of like build feud that leads to another major feud has been through Drew.
Yeah.
So is Drew now going to be always the bridesmaid and never the bride now? Is this what we're doing with Drew McIntyre?
Is he the century St. Roberts?
Yeah. And I've been thinking about this for a while, and he's doing incredible character work, but I don't want him to become another Dolph Ziggler. I don't want him to be so good at what he does that this is what he's saddled with. So that's just my little thought. I just wanted to kick in there.
No worries. Jeremy.
So I think, thank you, Ian. I think I come in from this from a very different perspective because for anyone watching for the first time who's unaware, I basically don't watch WWE sans checking in like once a quarter, which usually ties in with a show like this, for example, be it doing a big pay-per-view or similar. And this was the show I chose for the end of the year because I thought there'll be something significant on this show, just a little retirement match, something of that ilk. And so I've been aware of some of the NXT names that were on this show, but I've never actually seen them. Not because I didn't want to, I just didn't look them up, quite frankly. So this was my first time seeing Obafemi, and I think in Harriet's stream on her channel, my first reaction was me going very North London, where I grew up, and just said, "Bloomin' Ecky's hench." so, and I think he looks fantastic, got such a really great vibe and personality. And this kind of show, I mean, this is more in the context of the US because it's obviously the primary market for WWE when it comes to everything. But generally, the perspective of Saturday Night's main event is that it's in the time slot, I think, of Saturday Night Live or similar on the NBC channel, if you will. So it's like a very prime time Saturday night slot. And so it's a chance to kind of give people a taster of things or have something big happen. That's how it was like very back in the day in the early stages. So you can understand putting John Cena's retirement match on this show makes sense. It's a destination point. And you were mentioning, Ian, about sort of there being a bit of like the future versus the present sort of vibe in this. And I think this was a great showcase for Obafemi. Result notwithstanding, because it was a crappy ending, to be quite frank. But I thought Obafemi came across incredibly well, and almost me acting as like the parallel of someone that's not watching WWE. Let's check it out. What's new? What's different? Seeing Obafemi legit made me think, damn, I kind of want to check out NXT in a way, just like for a week to see what's going on over there. That was the first thing it made me think. And so I think in terms of showcasing Obafemi, it did great. And as you folks have been mentioning, he's getting over great on television by the sound of it in general. I think, Harry, you mentioned the reaction to SmackDown the night before. And just in general, there's clearly a big vibe. And what it is also testament to is that it's, what's the way to phrase it? It's a testament to the fact that NXT is clearly doing something right within the framework of WWE. And I know like Trick Williams is another person that is massively over. And as we'll get onto the tag match later, like the reaction of some folks in that match as well is pretty damn good. So yeah, I think there was the way the match ended notwithstanding, which I kind of expected, because why would you beat either of your two champions? Was just my initial thought. And funnily enough, actually, Harry, I think I asked in your chat, so what's going on with Cody at the moment? Like in general, I had no idea. And then you mentioned, like he's sort of in a bit of a thing with Drew at the moment. And then Drew came out. It was like on cue when Harry mentioned it. It was pretty great. So yeah, it was kind of an expected way of it happening to go down. But I thought as a showcase for Obafemi, this was fantastic.
I think this is like the whole Cody Drew thing has been so boring since I mean, no spoilers, but if I had to kind of rank some of the worst matches of the year that I've watched from WWE, the Drew Cody one from WrestlePalooza, which closed the show, is up there simply because it's like it was a nothing match. It's like if you felt like someone was going to happen, it's like no, Drew loses, LOL, that sort of stuff.
A quick note, by the way, I've just seen Peter's chat from YouTube saying it was actually on Peacock rather than NBC. Thank you for the correction on that. I had no idea, genuinely. So thank you for the correction on that.
Yeah, so I think
I was sorry. Just to counter that though, Peter. Traditionally and historically, that was the play in place both in the past and leading up to the move to Peacock. So yeah, it's pretty much that's what we've been referencing. It was a counterpoint for Saturday Night Live, like for decades. So
I think this recent run of Saturday Night's main event was like a duo cast on like NBC and Peacock, but then I think this and the previous one has just been Peacock only because because obviously their agreement is starting to wind up pretty quickly soon, because obviously I think they had until some point in 2026, but then they decided to move all the PLEs over to ESPN, it's a wonderful app, all that sort of stuff. So it's just been kind of nestled as a Peacock show along with I think it's NXT. I think NXT PLEs are on there as well.
Hmm.
So it's still a little bit up there.
And,
Yeah.
and before we just to carry on that point, and just very quick additional one, this is also when it becomes very difficult for us from the UK and internationally perspective, because it's sans this show, correct me if I'm wrong, pretty much everything WWE is on Netflix at this point.
Yeah.
So from our point of view, it's like, oh, this one's on YouTube this time. All right.
Yeah.
Like that's sort of the difference.
That was the weird thing, because it's like a lot of the advertising for this was like Peacock in the US, Netflix internationally. So I'm thinking, oh, we're on Netflix now. Okay, fine. And now I went to Netflix like 5 minutes before it wasn't there. I went, oh, it's on YouTube, isn't it? And
Yeah.
it's on YouTube. So it's just like, it's like, okay. But then again, it might be part of the deal that they have with NBC. Like in the UK market, it can't go to Netflix. It can't. That sort of thing. But anyway.
Yeah.
Cool. Any further thoughts on Oba versus Cody?
Should have won.
Oba is going to do great in the Royal Rumble. That's my additional thought.
Yeah.
Yes.
He'll probably be the one who takes out the most people.
Do you remember the year that Keith Lee was in the Royal Rumble? And like, and I know that Brock is what it is, and that notwithstanding now, but when Brock came in, he basically went, "Oh, big boy," and he was excited just to like try and throw him around and stuff. That's going to kind of be the Oba element in this Rumble. And I'm assuming I could watch the Rumble and whatnot. I am looking forward to at least seeing clips of that happening. It's going to be good fun.
I'm on the fence about watching the Royal Rumble, but if I decide to, again, the offer is always there for you to come round. So, because it's going to be on in a decent time at least.
Yeah, it's dinner and a Rumble.
Yeah,
+2 because it's one a night.
That's what delivery driver said trying to get a pizza. But moving on.
Moving on. Our next match was Bayley taking on Sol Ruka in, I think, arguably one of the. It's hard to kind of pinpoint like the best match of the night, but I probably am leaning towards this one because it was a really great showcase for Sol Ruka. Really good chemistry with Bayley. It was just a really good, fun match as well.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, would anyone like to start us off with this one? Then going through the motions.
Yeah, I think I will. I'll just say a few things. It was a good match. Bayley can literally, like everyone like can work with Bayley. She's absolutely great, and obviously she's one of the strongest supporter of women's wrestling across the board in that company. So I always thought that the match was going to be absolutely great. I was a little bit concerned because Sol Ruka is still walking injured at this point. She's basically been semi-clear to wrestle. So I was really, really surprised by half the moves she was doing during that entire thing. With that being said, you talk about non-canon. What the heck is going on with Sol Ruka and Zarya? Because Zarya is supposed to be on the slow descent to a heel turn here, and here she is, her best buddy.
I think everything kind of went out the window canon-wise to last night. Everything did. So,
well, then if it did, then why did Drew happen? not you, but just
I'd say non-canon for NXT. For the main roster, everything's canonical because, as you know, when you move through that forbidden portal from WWE to WWE,
when you move from the
you get a reset.
When you move from the portal that is inside the performance center to outside the performance center, the front door.
Here's a better way. You were in the shed. Now you're in the garden.
There you go.
Sorry. Just slight aside about this whole how WWE works now. It's like when Undertaker comes out later with all the other producers saying, "Oh, look, it's the producer for Triple A." Because that's what he is now. But yeah, this match was great. I even argued that it was one of the matches of the night. I really, really loved this from start to finish. And Sol Ruka, I will say again, is pretty much a women's champion in the making. She is absolutely incredible. I will say as a slight aside, because I didn't get this one point, Obafemi has all the tools of the trade. He's also a fantastic promo guy, and he's got a really distinctive voice because of is he Nigerian?
Yes,
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, it's got a very distinctive flavor to him. So yeah. Anyway, back to the match we're talking about. That's really all I've got to say to it. Fantastic.
I have to say this is a spectacular match, and I've been an advocate for this for a long time. But the women's roster in NXT is flipping incredible. No pun intended with Sol Ruka, but it was just Oh, such a good match. And yeah, I was surprised to see Zarya because like in NXT storyline, it was like, I need you to come with my match on Saturday Night Main Event. So when I saw Lyra walk out with Bailey, I'm like, no, Zarya's not going to come up with Sol Ruka. It's going to come like be still canon. And I was like, oh, hey, Zarya. Suddenly she comes walking in as if nothing happened, as if like that spear out of friends, as if that spear out, as if that spear out of nowhere on Tuesday just didn't happen. Which was supposed to be for Sol, I think, but
then
wasn't.
Wasn't it Lainey Reed or someone like
so.
that? Some I think one of the new uppercomers in NXT took the brunt of that, and Sol's going, "Was that for me? No, yes, maybe. Shut up."
And then runs off. Oh dear.
Apparently, they talked it out last week.
Oh,
that's good then.
Oh, I thought she was stood in the crowd, but I don't know.
Heel turn still probably happening.
God, yeah, it's due to happen at some point because like Zarya has that energy of like she could be a
I was
heel.
kind of Graham figure. Okay.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, sorry, I was just seeing what people were saying in chat. Sorry, carry on. Sorry,
but no, that's okay. But yeah, like Sol Ruka really showed off her moveset and like the Soul Crusher. Oh, such a good finisher. It really is. I think my most impressive move of the night was when Bailey tried to pin Sol and then suddenly Sol's lower body just ended up on the rope.
I was so angry with the way the commentary handled that. So angry because I think sorry to cut you off for a second, Harriet, but I think Michael Cole said because the way Bailey covered, she rolled so far back with Sol's legs that Sol's feet got the ropes, and Michael went, "Oh, what great ring awareness from Sol!" And I basically went bollocks to that. She rolled too far back. How dare you try and gaslight me, Michael Cole?
I mean, he did say a few things, especially during the Cena match, which was not the right things, but people still appreciated it. I tell you, but
it's Michael Cole. It's what he does.
It's what he does. You'll never change him. And probably it is an emotional night. Probably everything's getting to him, but yeah, it was a really fun match. I'm glad that there was no interference in this one. I really was because I was thinking the way that Sol was trying to drag Bailey back to the middle of the ring before she pulled the last finishing move, I was like, oh, Lyra's grabbed hold of her. I was like, no, Bailey is just like it's dead weight at this point being dragged across. So I was very thankful, no interference. It was a very good match. And yeah, as Matty said, Sol Ruka is definitely a champion in the making. I mean, she was a double champion for a long time before she had to relinquish both because of the knee injury, which, yeah, still isn't 100%. So yeah, I have a feeling that she'll win gold when she eventually hops over to the main roster. But yeah, very good match.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was a really, really good match. I had the cartwheel DDT on the ropes was really, really good as well. It's just like just keep doing flips. It's like you think you've seen all the sort of flips that someone could do in a match, and it's like, okay, I'll just do cartwheel DDT. It's like, okay.
You're like, but wait, there's more.
Wait, there's more. Wait, there's more. I'll just do a flip when I get rose planted instead.
It's interesting because with Sol Ruka, forgive me if I got the name wrong, by the way. I'm still trying to
you're right.
No, you got it right.
Like, because I think you said Harriet when during your I'm referencing Harriet's stream a lot, by the way, for context more than anything, folks. But it's like it was mentioned. It was either by I think it was either you or someone in your chat said it that you'll get like a real surfer vibe with Sol Ruka, and I really did not get that aside from the music. And so the initial presentation of Sol from what I was seeing, I didn't really know what I was meant to think, which might sound very weird, but that vibe did not come across to me at all. But Matty, before I carry on, go for it.
Just to shed a bit of light. So basically, Sol Ruka would be Michelle McCool, only you actually believe it. So Michelle McCool's when she got repackaged to be an actual WWE superstar, she did a whole series of vignettes called "I'm Just Loving Life," and she was doing a whole series of other activities.
She's Michelle McCool and she's loving life. I remember that.
So Sol Ruka was this. Her early days start was also this, and one of the big things that she was a surfer. I think she was a skateboarder as well, Harriet.
Yes, I think she was. Yes.
So a lot of her like presentation is based on that. So yeah. So that's the general vibe we're going with. Only I think with Sol Ruka, it's a heck of a lot more believable.
Okay, because I just didn't get the surfer vibe type thing at all. But that's just me. I'm a giant. I don't surf. But in terms of Sol in the match itself, what I liked about this match, again, the no interference, despite the fact we had 2 people at ringside. So that was a nice touch. I thought the match built up very nicely, and it was just a fun match to watch, quite frankly. And there was some, I mean, in fact, Peter's mentioned it in the YouTube chat, like the handspring moonsault over the outside and whatnot was pretty mental itself. The Soul Snatcher, I think it was like the highlight move of the night for me last night, or one of them, just because it was so. I had heard the name so many times, like from mates or whatnot, but I've never seen it. And I think the crowd's reaction as well to those who had not seen Sol Ruka kind of emphasized my reaction. Because it was so visually dynamic. It was wonderful to see. And her ultimately getting the win, which I'm not too sure if we've actually mentioned at this point in our recap, I think was fantastic because someone from the NXT side needed to get the win. And based on what you folks have been saying about Sol Ruka's path, this seems like it was the most logical sense if anyone was going to get a direct victory over a current roster, a main roster member, excuse me.
In terms of really good matches, Sol Ruka's had really good matches with Kalani Jordan over on NXT. I think there was a Super Soul Snatcher at one point in one of those matches, which has to be seen to be
jump
believed.
into orbit? What happens then?
I think it's either she just completely jumps off top. I can't remember how it is, but it's just literally, it's like it just happened. It's like it's delivered from a long way up, and it's like, okay, this is awesome, but also terrifying at the same time. It's like Stephanie Vickers' Spinal Tap finish now. It's just like, this is awesome at the same time. But yes, anyone have anything else to say about Sol Ruka versus Bayley?
Only that when she does eventually become main roster, they don't take away the things that make Sol Ruka work, and they basically like bare bones her, so that a lot of the stuff that impressed us in this match is just taken away. Because I mean, look what happened with Live Valkyria for a bit. You know, Live Valkyria in NXT was amazing, and then we had this massive reset. Roxanne Perez is another example. She's doing great in Judgment Day at the moment, but we had that period of reset.
I think in the case of Lyra, for a moment, apart from the random things that are going on with Bayley in a storyline perspective, which I don't know, and I quite frankly don't care now.
I couldn't tell you what the storyline was.
No.
Harriet had to film me on her stream.
Yeah. It's kind of like up until the whole Bayley situation started kind of happening. The Lyra Becky was a great feud from this past year, but after that, it's just like, okay, well, what's Lyra doing? All right,
I mean, she's barely even a bird woman now.
No, it's only the crowd that keeps it going.
Yeah, I mean, as much as that started to get on my wig, like it was one of the few things Lyra had, and now she's Bayley's like partner, I guess. This is my main fear when it comes to anybody who's like outstanding in NXT, just has all that stripped away from them. Because you'd think with Hunter now being the main force of power in the main roster, you think there'd be some crossovers, some like thing, but no, we still live in a time where once you cross that door, you're new again. And if you're new again, we're just gonna make you like level 1 and build you somewhere in around the middle, you know?
It's like Lash Legend. Like on SmackDown, she got a new theme, I think, on the show. I haven't heard it, but apparently it was mixed in regards to people either loved it or they hated it. So yeah, but then again, she is another example of literally brought up, and then she was thrown straight into the pay-per-view of War Games. Never had a match, I don't think, on SmackDown or anything like that. She was literally, or was she? I'm not sure. I forget.
She might have had some matches as part of Metaphor with.
She did.
Yes.
With Jakara Jackson before she was let go.
They went to Saudi Arabia.
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so correction, solo. Or like not with her former tag partner, but now with Nia Jax, which because why not? But yeah, that's another example of like once you're thrown in, it's kind of you are revamped. So either you get a new theme or you get a new character or
New name.
new name. Yeah.
It's like the equivalent of being in year 6 in junior school, and you go to secondary school, and now you're in year 7, and you're back at the bottom year of the school. That's what from what you're all saying, this is what it sounds like.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It's like start again.
Literally.
Peter Siddon, again, basically just backing out what we said. She was on SmackDown in 2024 in the women's tag division. Yeah, that was as part of the metaphor, which I still think it was ridiculous that they broke that up. I think they were a fantastic tag team.
But also, I think, unfortunately, I think Noam Dar was injured for quite a considerable amount of time, came back and then got injured again.
Yes.
Quite quickly. I think he's still injured per se. I think or Mensa might have been released. I might be wrong on that one, but yeah, it's like everyone other than Lash Legends is kind of either injured or just gone from the company. So it's like they picked out the person they thought they can build on, and that's unfortunately the way of WWE in a way.
Yeah.
See you on TNA,
and then see you back on NXT.
Hi, Leslie.
There we go. So our penultimate match was a very fast-paced tag match of the Raw Tag Team Champions AJ Styles and Dragon Lee taking on your boy Bouncy, Javon Evans, and Leon Slater from TNA. And I know how that just sounded when I was going, your boy Bouncy.
To be fair, there was a crowd. The sign of the crowd said "Bouncy Boys." So, or that boy is bouncy, or something like that. Yeah,
it's infectious. Really fast-paced match. I think this was the shortest match of the night, but it was just kind of like full throttle tag team wrestling, just jumping everywhere, super kicks, flips, bouncy flips, all that sort of jam.
This was great.
Wonderful
stuff.
This was great. And from my perspective as well, I was saying this in your chat, Harriet, but I've seen Leon Slater wrestle at like a random like nightclub in, I don't know, Stevenage somewhere north of London.
Jesus.
I've seen him wrestle in York Hall, and now just like seeing how well he's come on in TNA and is now getting to share this stage because of the relationship with WWE. It was so damn cool to see him part of this show, and him and Javon, forgive me if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I've heard the name Javon Evans has been said to me a lot, and I've heard it a lot. I'm like, I didn't want to have like the impress me, bro vibe, but I was almost like, based on everything I've heard,
you were.
There's a high bar here now. Just remembering I'm hearing, met it instantly. Just such a fun, bubbly personality, really, really good vibes, and freaking insane athlete. And this match was a sprint. It was really great fun. I don't know what the hell happened to AJ Styles at the end of the match.
Yeah, that was a weird slip on the ropes. In
the politest way to put it, stuff happens. Like, you know, it happens and you move on from it. But that was a very weird moment, and it clearly made everyone in the building go, what? And then it's all just carried on. But it was a really fun match. I didn't expect the result to go any other way. It was great to see Dragon Lee again from my perspective. I've not seen since like New Japan days. And just as far as what this show was very good at being overall was having very different matches for the 2 and whatever hours it lasted. Yeah. And so in terms of being a showcase, this was a complete dichotomy from anything else on the show. And you could tell the crowd were almost just going, wait, what? A lot of the time. And it was great fun. Harry, I'll hand the ball to you, as it were.
Lovely, I'll take it. It's like the one of my favorite moves was the Hurricanrana off the ropes into the Styles Clash.
Yeah.
On the underneath, and it was just like that. Literally, I think that was the first reaction you got out of me of the night, or the big reaction of me. I was just like, "Holy shit!" I think my quote was, and I'm sorry, Ian, for this, but it's just like those boys are bouncing here and there and everywhere like the gummy bears.
Courageous and daring.
No, it's okay, Ian. I had a crowd that understood that reference. It's fine.
So just to clarify the context, I did karaoke at a convention a couple of months ago, and I do like singing the Gummy Bears theme. So I thought it's a minute long. I'll be over and done. Other people can have a go. Jeremy's process.
I was not prepared for that. Sorry.
I go. I'll put on Gummy Bears. I'd already just finished a rendition of Sonic Underground, which was magnifique.
Yes.
And basically, I'm getting ready to go up and sing, and then a couple of people, several rows behind me, Harriet and our friends, someone just goes, "Oh yeah, come here, Bears. That looks interesting. I wonder what that's about." And in that split moment, it dawned on me like Cena in that chokehold. It just dawned on me. I'm old.
You know, like in an anime scene when the character gets shocked and they're just like, or they turn to stone. I literally saw Ian literally by beside me just go. I'm dying laughing, by the way. I'm not a great help. But it's just like I was like, it's fine, it's okay. In a few years' time, they'll be experiencing the same thing about something else. Their time will come.
when someone goes, "Oh, this song Golden, what's that about?"
Yes.
There
you are. There we
go.
There we go.
The circle will repeat, but not for another couple of centuries, not for a couple of decades.
Centuries? The heck?
In the age of magic, like Mighty Darkstorm.
I wasn't trying to make anyone corpse. I was just
No, it's just about strong timing. Well, then again, the way Golden is at the moment, it could be a couple of centuries.
Yeah, pretty much.
But
Pretty much.
yeah, this was a fun match. Anyway, I'll end it at that. Who's next?
I mean, Javon and Liam certainly knew the secret of gum and beige juice. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, this was a great match. Great showcase. Things that we need to point out here. This was the first match between one of the originators of the TNA X Division versus its current champion.
I believe the second X Division champion AJ Styles was, if I remember correctly.
Indeed. Well, that's why I said one of the originator. Can you remember who the first one was?
Jerry Lynn.
There we are. So there's your ECW connection as well. But yeah, there's not really much I can really add to this except, again, the audience when both Javon Evans and then Liam Slater showed up.
Yeah.
It was astounding. Absolutely great. We finally got like proper work rate IWGP Dragon Lee again. Because he was incredible in this match. Everyone was incredible. We can overlook the little slip, and WWE certainly did do that in their replay. And you unfortunately could tell that AJ was not happy at the end. He was annoyed. And you know what? That just shows the professionalism there.
Yeah.
But
and again, stuff happens.
Stuff does happen. And I think Javon and Liam made for a very good tag team. I think the best connection I can give, and to throw in a little bit of AEW into this as well, is Jet Speed. I think is a nice comparison I can have here. Jeremy, if you could back me up on that one.
Yep, good shout.
Yeah, not really much else I can add. Great match. Fantastic match.
Yep.
I will say... Oh, sorry. I was going to say, I love the fact that the crowd did acknowledge it as well, because there were chants of "This is awesome," which good. It was.
I would also say, before we get to the main event, we did have a super sneaky secret extra match before the main event,
which I was about to move on to.
Well done.
So, after that match, we have the preparation that Cena's final match is about to begin. We have Joe Tessitore, we have Stephanie McMahon kind of bracing themselves from the end. And then lo and behold, I sensed something was brewing from the pre-show, because Miz was very, very upset about something at the pre-show of George just not being involved. So Miz decides to just run to the ring in his WrestleMania gear that he beat John Cena in to shout, "Hey, I should be the person fighting John Cena." And then
an awful color bit of ring gear then. It's an awful color bit of ring gear now.
And it certainly was. But then inspired by his childhood hero, R-Truth came dressed out as John Cena, ran down to the ring, and he revealed that during the last time is now, the way the Miz got his second chance, he sneakily stole some balls off Nick Aldis. A lot of bull talk there. There was some shenanigans with balls, and the Miz took someone's opportunity away from them So they opened up the ball to reveal that that person's opportunity was Joe Hendry. There we go.
Perfect.
And as the moment Miz said Joe Hendry, the music started, and Joe Hendry was to stay on the ring apron. Like
Yeah.
he'd been hiding under the ring the whole time.
It did seem like that, I will say. I think though, for me, I had already read what was under.
I saw it.
Yeah, the paper was, and I think Miz actually mouthed off mic Joe Hendry, and then it was. This was the plan to a T, especially they have the camera angle. I think they had a still step from WrestleMania when he was facing Randy Orton. So, but it was kind of the whole thing was great. I loved it. It was a nice little palate cleanser before the main event. I love the fact that R-Truth came out as Ron Cena and then did the whole. I watched it back and he was like dancing along to Joe Hendry's theme, and then they did the whole like back-to-back sort of thing. Buddy cop movie of the year.
You know what I found out in all of this? Ron Killings has a beautiful smile.
Yeah, he
He
does.
does.
Yes.
He always has.
Yeah.
So my thinking of this is these two are blatantly going to be a tag team for like the first few months of Joe Hendry being in WWE proper when it no doubt happens in January.
He's already signed.
No, exactly, but in terms of like, forgive me, I don't know if he's been on regularly, but it feels like he hasn't, and he does just like appear randomly.
Yeah. So to bring you up to speed, WWE brought out his contract. So
yeah, makes sense. Totally.
So as of I think November, he was officially just full-time signed.
Yeah.
And
but I can see these two just being a tag team for a while, which as far as getting people up to speed on or more acquainted with Joe Hendry rather than just random appearances, honestly putting him with R-Truth probably isn't the weirdest thing in the world, because he could literally just say his name constantly and then he just appears genuinely.
I was gonna say something that's gone completely out of my head. Oh yeah, so yeah, in NXT at the moment, well, I think it's stopped now, but he was tagging with Thea Hale against Chelsea Green and mine's gone.
Ethan Page.
There you go, Ethan Page, and that worked really well. They worked great together. Even Thea wore like the blue velvety shirt with the trousers, and it was just like it was great. Now I think they're doing their own thing because Thea is now opportunity in regards to open challenge of the Women's North American Championship, I think. But it's just that was a good thing. I think he has been a great addition to NXT. I think the whole niche of his name, I know we still enjoy it. I'm just worried at a point there is going to be a thing where people will be sick of it, because people probably already are, but I hope like when he does hit main roster they do maintain that kind of when he entered on not Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, how you know how the crowd reacted to that.
I think that I think if people want to know some other aspects of Joe Hendry and some of the matches he has done, I beseech you to go look up some of his ICW stuff.
Yes.
If you want some of the more sports entertaining stuff, like look up some of these World of Sport stuff. There was some good stuff with WCPW/Defiant, but I get a little bit low to point people in the direction of that place particularly. But yeah, there's like Joe Hendry has multi-factors, and as entertaining as the whole say his name and he appears is, he's capable of a lot more. And I think that once they tap into that, he is going to be astounding.
Yeah. I agree.
Once he has the full WWE train behind him, as it were.
Exactly.
Yes.
As opposed to a replacement bus service.
But after the Miz was probably dealt with, then yes, it was time for John Cena's last ever match against Gunther, who had his original theme music returned to him in recent weeks as well.
I'm so happy.
Oh yeah.
I know I do miss a bit of the Gunther.
Oh, God, no.
I kind of liked it to a degree. Not amazing, but it's like I'd grown so used to just like the angry German shouting or Austrian shouting.
Role model.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
See, they've gone with the Death Rebel approach of just say a catchphrase or a name in the song. Okay, let's just do that. Let's just do that right now. But yes, the big fight feel. Obviously, Gunther arrives to like absolute villain welcome of him. No one likes him in this building tonight. Of course not. And then there is something special now in the last couple of months of the Cena run where basically you've had like this just like no commentary, just let the crowd kind of chant for a little bit, and then it all goes quiet, and then you kick off. Time is now, especially with like the John Cena black and white, which then just explodes into the color side of things. Yeah, it's just like trying to find the right ways to kind of go at it without going into too emotional terms. I think that's the way I'm trying to do it at the moment. But yes, big fight.
If I can derail you it's to give you a bit of direction, as it were, Ian.
Yeah, sure.
And this might be something to ask each of us, I guess, just to give sort of context as to where we were at in our brains. As this is about to begin, Gunther's walking out, John Cena's in the ring and whatnot. Where was your head at in terms of how you were feeling? Like, where was Ian at with this at this point in the show and whatnot? How you were feeling with it all coming together?
I think the build-up side of things, it's kind of getting to that kind of. Come back to me, please.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, to give everyone a chance to have a think about that, from my perspective, it was very weird coming into this match because the John Cena AJ Styles match in Australia, it was so damn good. I basically went, you know what? To me, that should just be your retirement match right there.
Yeah.
Because it was that damn good. And this almost felt, and again, I've not watched anything else since, and that's a me thing. But this almost felt like a little weird epilogue, kind of like a stinger, or like the end of a movie, like something else.
A coda.
There you go. Good word, Matty. But the fact it was against Gunther, who I nearly keep calling Walter because it's just the force of habit. But the fact it was against him, I was very interested. And going in, my reaction was, Walter better win this. Sorry, Gunther. He better win this because that's what should happen. Like, John Cena can only be Superman for so long. And surely, if anyone's going to derail him good and proper, this is the guy to do it.
Yeah.
Surely, of everything. And so, going in, I was looking forward to it and seeing how hyped people were. And sort of imagining the amount of like phone screens in that building just recording something and probably the noise volume. It's probably one of those things where you really wish you could have been there. But at the same time, we got a damn good view of it watching it on TV.
Yeah.
And that's a key thing to remember as well. And I've said that before when it comes to being like an AEW show versus watching on TV and stuff. It's a very different experience watching something live. But going into this match for me, I was like, okay, let's just take it all in. Just everything that happens, just feel it, take it in. Whatever happens, whatever unfolds before us, this is the last time to just embrace all of it.
Yeah. I think for me, when the whole thing is like, because I've been kind of pondering, because they had the whole stick of Gunther going, I'm going to make you tap out. And part of me's going, well, maybe they might do this thing approach. They might say Cena can win his last match because he just embodies that thing of never give up or never surrender, that sort of stuff. And I kind of got that. I think when the match is starting, it's just kind of like what happens, and we'll process it as it comes along, to be perfectly honest. And it's just like, I think the match itself, because we'll talk about the crowd reaction to that in a little bit, but it's kind of like, for me, I think the match in itself was, I think with a little bit more probably drawn outness towards the end of the match. I think it was pretty much a perfect kind of like finale, because it's like Cena's giving everything he's got against Gunther. He's doing all his bet hits, 5 knuckle shuffle, AA, super AA through table, all that sort of stuff. But it's obvious, it's just, there was that added ruthlessness again from Gunther. And having seen the WrestlePalooza match, part of me's just going, I really didn't want like Gunther just to kind of like just murder him in the ring. It's just kind of like, I wanted to see at least a bit of a Cena fight back, and we got that. And I think ultimately it's that I do like how ultimately it was a bit of a weird sort of shock way for it to end, but then when you rewatch it and you kind of see the whole thing, that after being in chokehold after chokehold after chokehold, after fighting Gunther off left, right, and center. It's that sense of realization of Cena just going, I've given everything.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do it. And when you hear a lot of his interviews over the last year, when he talks about physically, he's in a position where physically he really can't do a lot of stuff anymore. And he's just kind of like, he is doing this because after this, he physically can't go. So I think the whole sense of, I think he's kind of signposted all the way that his body is going to give out. He has to unfortunately give up in that sort of sense. And and as Peter said in the chat, and
very well said, Peter. Very well said.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, it's not like a coward's way out. It's kind of like, I've done all that I can, and it's okay just to say that's enough. And that's when the tap comes in. So I think at the time it was just a surprise. Oh, he's just tapped. But when you go back and you look at those moments, especially on Cena's face, in terms especially with the acting, all the stuff that he's been doing over the years in Hollywood, it kind of made sense. I would probably like a little bit more of the build up to that eventual moment. So it's like maybe Cena, you see a bit more of like self-doubt and Cena going, I can't do this, I can't beat him. And then that sort of doubt and concern just goes, you know what? I can't beat him. That's all right. I'm going out the way I came in, or I'm going out guns blazing. In that sort of sense. But I think that's my kind of thought on the match itself. I think I think about a couple hours, like in the early hours of the morning, it's like, I'm not sure how to process this, but when you kind of go away and you think about it, you go, I think it's a pretty good send off. I know some of the fans in the arena clearly didn't like it, and it's just like, but then again, it's like there's this. That is kind of sometimes like business aspects of it. Unfortunately, it's like most of the retirement matches you've seen, they have always ended the same way. The retired person goes out as a loser. Not Bruce Stinger, obviously, but that's a different. I feel like that's probably a different kettle of fish. AEW. But anyway, I'll open the floor up to someone else now.
I think me watching it, and like you said, it was hard to process because it was just like, wait, he lost? Because in my head I was thinking he's going to win. I think everyone was thinking he's going to win, but then as Jeremy said earlier, the fact that they kept on saying he's never tapped out, and I should have clocked that, but it's 3:00 in the morning. I'm just like wanting this match to like, because it was going back and forth a lot, and it's like someone has to win. So when he did tap, it was like, it made sense because he's never tapped before. And the fact that he literally smiled at the camera and literally just went, that was it.
Yeah.
That was his way of saying, like, I'm done. That's me. I'm calling it. Because, the whole back and forth between doing an AA, then the sleeper hold, AA, sleeper hold, it was just like, well, I don't know how this is going to go. It's like they're really putting their all into it. The match itself was, I did enjoy the match. I mean, Cena's matches this year have been hit and miss, but at least the last half of the year they have been somewhat good. I will say this though, when he tapped out and the air was just sucked out of that arena, and I suddenly thought about it earlier. I was like, this reminds me of when Taker lost the streak. It was the same. It was the same atmosphere of just like the crowd just went. That was it. Air was gone. Everyone shocked. Everyone annoyed, and it was just a moment of like, you could say the world stood still really in regards to trying to absorb what had just happened. Even I was just watching the screen just like, and then obviously after that, and then I think I have seen videos online of the crowd booing crikey immensely afterwards, and I think even the post show as well, when I didn't watch the post show, but I have seen clips of it where the crowd was not happy.
I get to a point why they're unhappy, and they probably it might be one of those sort of levels of denial. It's like those, processing grief, or like denial, denial, anger, and so forth. Maybe they
go through the stages.
The stages. They can't believe they've just seen what they had. That angry that they've seen it, but maybe eventually they'll go, you know what? In the context of things, it makes sense. But Yeah, apparently crowds outside the venue going after Gunther as he's leaving was crazy. That was
God, idiot.
yeah, but,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
for
this-
God's sake.
yeah. This is but yeah, my thoughts on that crowd is like I feel the crowd were very passionate and definitely up there for the occasion. But I think I don't know. It's like if they're diehard WWE fans that have seen retirement rodeos before, they know what's going. They know what's going to happen. Maybe they've looked at things like maybe they've been aware of how Sting bowed out of AEW with Sting winning his match on the way out and going, well, maybe there's a chance Cena could win. And for a good portion of last week, I was thinking there's a chance that they could do that for Cena, because even if Gunther lost against Cena, Gunther's probably a made person on the roster. He's quite protected. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like yeah, it's hard to see someone you enjoy watching, even if you didn't like the performer. If you see a performer go out that way through like loss, yes, it's not great, but it's in kayfabe terms, it's wrestling life and death. It's a natural form of the profession.
And it makes sense because he retired Goldberg earlier on in the year.
Yeah.
So that's his persona per se, hopefully going forward, like a new Randy Orton.
I think with Gunther, and I'll be quick on this point. I think considering the talk of the AJ Styles retirement year next year, the reports of Lesnar probably retiring at SummerSlam next year, I think they might take Gunther and make him. You know, obviously you had Randy Orton, Legend Killer, Gunther career ender. I think that is possibly that they could build up, to a degree. So it's like someone's leaving, Gunther's getting them.
Yeah,
cool. It would be kind of like a monumental, especially when it comes to like those big name talents. It's like what a resume for someone to have to say, I've retired Goldberg, Cena, Lesnar, Styles, maybe Jericho if he's back in WWE next year. Who knows? It's just like it's that sort of, it builds that resume.
You can imagine everything around how that would be built. You can just picture it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just like who can stop who among the retiring superstars can just stop Gunther from obliterating them. Possibly. I don't know. Anyway, I've talked quite a bit about this match. I open the floor. Jeremy, Matty,
you take it, because I know you wanted to say something, so you go for it.
I mean, I always want to say something. I'm a bit of a mouth. But I'm gonna have a little bit of my words are just escaping me. It's been a long couple of days, but I'm going to go to the defense of the live crowd a little bit, not by much, because I'm firmly in the belief that if it is your last match, you lose, which is why I was always annoyed with Okada not losing in his IWGP goodbye run. He won every single match, and that really grounded my gears. It's all right for us to say all the stuff that we've been saying. We didn't pay a few £1,000 to £100 in the nosebleeds.
That's a fair point.
To go there and watch that. So I think they were well within their rights to say, we did not like this. We paid all of this money to see basically John Cena smile and tap. With that being said, I also agree with how the match turned out. And the reason why is I've had about just under a day to process this and think about it. I'm not coming at this at the same point of view as Ian or Harriet. I'm not a John Cena fan. I respect him. I am entertained by him, but I don't have the emotional resonance to John Cena like the others have. I grew up with all different traits of wrestling. I've been watching wrestling since the 80s. So, which is why I was always emotional about Sting and his retirement run, because that is the guy I grew up. Sting is my John Cena, essentially, as was Cactus Jack. In a way, as was Vader, because Vader and all of that were my big villains when I was growing up, because I was a WCW guy. I've had a chance to think about this, and I know what John Cena was going for. I know what the booking was going for. If you can play that match back, and you can edit in a montage of all of the times, like literally John Cena's career up until this one defining moment where he's never given up and never tapped, and he realizes my time is now, and that's where he tapped. That was that moment. They will play that like that. I guarantee you that if they do a promo package, you will have a montage before he taps, because that is what they were going for. And I'm actually emotional as I'm saying this, and I'm not a John Cena guy, but I could see what they were going for. Watching it live, it didn't quite have that. But I, like Ian, like Harriet, like a few of you other guys out there, I thought back and went, do you know what, though? The promo package is going to be excellent. And that is what they wanted. They wanted the moment, not necessarily the thing from the match. The match in itself, I will say, was the preliminary movement towards what would happen next. I don't think they were wanting the audience to literally be so flipping hostile they practically booed Cena. And they did. They were shouting that was bullshit at him.
Yeah.
But I think the thing at the end, when we were watching as John was watching that video, and as he took off his shoes, left them in the middle of the ring, which Jeremy predicted, by the way, and then walked off with his like John Cena branded socks.
I laughed at those. I won't lie. I chuckled at those.
I thought that was beautiful. I think that's what a retirement should be. Now, do I think it should have been right at the end there? Maybe you should have had just one more run with him come the next Raw and devote a good portion of the show to him.
Ric Flair
maybe. But I was absolutely okay with this from start to finish. I love the match. I think I'm with Ian in that there should have been a build up to the tap. And I don't think we got that. I think we just got to. Well, that match stopped now. They maybe just called for time. But I don't think it was ever about the match. It was about John Cena leaving on his terms, and ultimately he did. And you can't say fairer than that. And that's pretty much all I've got to say.
I agree with you, and I think another. So this is going to come. I've got multiple points. I'm going to try and remember as I say this as I go. But this is also the difference between WWE as a thing you attend live and WWE as a television product. And I'm sorry if this sounds very businessy and potentially a bit, I can't think of the right word, a bit weird, but from our perspective on television, it was a very different perspective to if you're there live, because you don't necessarily see the close-up mannerisms unless you've got a good view of a screen. As it were. Like, there's a lot of wrestling television in general. This is an AEW problem as well, and I'm like a week or so behind on television as it is, so without going into specifics, because I don't know what's going on. But there's a lot of nuance that can be very easily missed when you are in an arena of like little things that happen, and sometimes you can notice it through body language, and a lot of people would not have seen John Cena's the moment of realization, which we've all touched on a little bit here, including folks in the chat, where you could just see that moment when John Cena just went, this is it. Like, I literally can't do anything. There is nothing more I can give. We saw that moment, though it was incredibly quick, arguably. But if you're in the arena and you're in the nosebleed seats, you won't see that. And you know what? People have got, like, I'm not going to try to toe a company line or anything, but people can boo all they want. Nothing was guaranteed by them buying a ticket to be at the retirement show. I go to heavy metal gigs a lot, and this is a very weird parallel, but roll with me here. I've been to loads of gigs over the past couple of months, and there was one gig in particular I was really looking forward to because I'd not seen the band since 2018. And then the last time they came around, I had COVID and I didn't go. And then it was like, right, they're on a 40th anniversary tour. I am going to this one date on the tour that is going to be in the UK. And I went, and it was a fun show. It was not a great show. And I'm still happy I went, but I did not leave feeling completely satisfied or as much as I wanted. but there were still great moments within that. And I could still say, I was there. I saw these fun moments, like genuine great things. It was a great experience. But I didn't leave feeling like a lot of people like that at that show last night in Washington.
And how much, I mean, without going into the details, I mean, you probably didn't pay as much as they did to be at that show.
No, but then that's also a decision, and I'm going to come across like an arse now. That's ultimately the decision of the people buying the tickets.
Agreed.
And that's something which, if I come across as an arse for saying that, so be it. I have paid hundreds of pounds to go and see wrestling shows before. And I've had buyer's remorse going in thinking, oh, why have I bought a ticket this expensive? I hope it's worth it. And most of the time it is. But, you know, it's not always. And it's a risk you take with anything. It's like if you go to any kind of outdoor event. You know, if it's raining, you know, it's raining. It's an outdoor show. It's the risk you take sort of thing. And I appreciate I'm kind of clutching at straws here.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it's not guaranteed you're going to get a happy ending for anything. Heck, go and watch a film in the cinema. There's no guarantee it's going to be a happy ending. You might end up bawling your eyes out because something incredibly emotional happens in it. You know, heck, I cried at a gig I was at a week ago because just the song hit me in a particular way. Anything can happen at any moment. But the one thing, amongst everything I've said, the one thing it at least demonstrated the reaction of that crowd was how much they actually cared about what they wanted to see. And ultimately, a lot of people didn't get that. But longer term, there will be more they can play into with that, and no doubt they will. But the idea that people started chanting like F Triple H, which I won't lie, I started laughing. I'm just like, give over. Like, you know, come on. Like, and you could tell Triple H was doing his best to not laugh. He had a grin on his face. You could see it. And honestly, it was actually a very awkward ending to the show that the crowd was that annoyed. But it demonstrated the passion and how much they enjoyed it. How much they cared about it all. So at the very least, that was a great thing to see, because WWE has felt so money-driven to me that I think that this show actually encapsulates a lot of that. But because the ticket prices are so bloody high, pardoning the phrasing, people are expecting they're going to get something. And you're not guaranteed anything because you're watching a show. You're paying to be at a show. And you got a show. You got to be at John Cena's retirement. There are retirement shows I wish I could have been at, like Shawn Michaels. That WrestleMania 26 match is one of my favorite matches of all time. And I think that retirement was freaking spectacular. Ric Flair's retirement at Mania 24. Heck, Harriet, you mentioned the Mania 30 match involving Undertaker and the way that air just got sucked out the room. A big reason why that was like it was because nobody expected that streak was going to ever end.
Exactly.
It almost felt like it was a foregone conclusion that the only time Taker is going to lose is when he retires. But that's not what happened. And that's why it was so shocking.
Yeah.
And as for the match itself, I thought it was all right. I don't think it was the best thing since sliced bread. There were fun moments. I got to see a few chops from Gunther. He got to do some big suplexes. But what I loved was for every time John Cena kept trying to fight back, and there were these moments, and you heard these chants of Super Cena, and the crowd just trying to rally him and almost waiting for him to suddenly get the win. And you could almost echo that to Undertaker and Brock Lesnar at Mania 30, where, what was it? Brock hit like 3 or 4 F5s in a row.
Pretty much,
and at some point, you've just got to go, that's like the 3rd or 4th F5. Surely he's... Oh.
Yeah.
It was kind of that equivalent. And that's what I really liked about the ending to this match. Again, quick as it actually was, perhaps too quick, but they can fix that with video packages and stuff. But just that moment of, I've got nothing more. And you can see it happen. And the tap was such like a little minuscule little tap. Like,
yeah, literally.
Yeah.
It's like
it was almost like, and who knows, but it was almost like maybe Cena in story, maybe was like embarrassed this was the way it was happening, but this is how it happened, and he couldn't change that. And like, I really enjoyed the overall presentation. Again, fan sentiment notwithstanding and whatnot. And the video package was great that they showed. I actually thought he was going to speak to the crowd, which I thought may have quelled the situation a little bit. But, you know, that's what it is. And now, like we've talked about, Gunther has got so much to ride on now. The Goldberg thing that you mentioned. Now he's retired Cena. There is so much they can do with this. And where they can go with this. And I'm actually very curious to see what they do with this next. Are they going to acknowledge it? Or is basically come Raw tomorrow, I'm trying to remember what day it is, come Raw tomorrow night, is this basically going to be, this happened. We're moving on. Like, how are they going to acknowledge it is the word on television? And I've talked for a long time now, so I'll let someone else chime in. But I think that encapsulates all of my thinking, as it were. So hopefully folks got something out of that from me talking.
Yeah, I completely agree with everything you said there, Jeremy. I will say one last thing, and it has nothing to do with John Cena apart from, well, John Cena was involved. Justice for Stu.
Yes.
Because John Cena did this really nice thing where he said, this is going to get weird. And he grabbed the camera off
during the entrance, right?
Yeah.
To film Stu, and the buggers cut away.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, give Stu his moment. I really hope there's an alternative take that they'll put on YouTube or something.
Yeah.
That shows from Cena's point of view, because I thought that was touching and they undercut it. They literally kneecapped it. And I thought, oh, come on, guys.
Triple H was just like, nope.
Remember when Edge came back at the Rumble and there was that insane reaction and they missed the freaking spear? And they uploaded it like the day after on YouTube and stuff. It's almost like equivalent to that, like a genuinely massive sort of full circle moment, and you freaking missed it. But I actually reckon what they were trying to do, and this is me attempting to defend WWE here, I guess. I think they were going to cut away to demonstrate what was happening for the TV audience and everyone, then cut back to the camera where you see Stu. But by the time it happened, it had already happened. Like, they cut away too late and started everything too late.
Yeah.
That's how it came across to me. Doesn't change the fact it was silly, but
yeah, no, I think it was really, really obvious what Cena was doing and said, this is going to get weird, and gestured to get the camera off him. You should have just kept the entire thing running from point A to point B, really. But then that's WWE overproducing for you. So,
I think the ending, though, kind of, even though the crowd was very hostile at this point, I think they diffused it with the video they showed at the end. Because I think it was a surprise to Cena himself, because obviously you had a lot of tribute videos throughout the whole thing. And yeah, some of them really did make me cry. This one at the end, it was very good. I will say I was expecting John to talk, but I think the way he did it and then left his sneakers and the armbands and the wristband in the ring, I honestly expected him to leave the jorts there as well. I genuinely was.
Someone get me a pair of normal shorts.
Literally.
Take off his shorts, he's got his tights from 2002
Yes. Oh
he arrives as prototype, he leaves as the prototype.
There you go.
That's it.
Funny enough, early days, he used to wear his tights under his jorts. You could see every time, like when they slipped down a bit, those were his wrestling tights. Anyway, Harriet, I'll be quiet. Carry on.
And like when he left, I think that it sounds weird. I think it was the right way to go. And then obviously he bowed and then said, it was a pleasure to serve you all in all these years. And I was just like, yep, I'm gone.
I did. It's a really weird thing to highlight. I did love the way he did the bows.
Yeah, the kind
it
of
felt very finite, almost very formal.
Yes.
And it's a tiny little thing, but being someone whose background is a lot in like theatre and musical theatre and stuff, it's a little details like that that just sort of add to the overall feeling.
I think with Cena outside the ring, you'd think he was like from royalty, how he dresses as well. It's kind of, he dresses impeccably, so I think it kind of rubbed off on this at the end, where, I mean, I've listened to a few interviews this week or last week in regards to Cena, and I think this was his way of, it was bleeding in as like, well, that's it. The rest of John Cena's gone, and now you have the Cena I am in real life, pretty much. And to kind of end on that was touching, I will say. So, and another, actually, funny enough, I found something while we were recording. Apparently, the color scheme of Cena's shorts when he debuted, Bailey used the same pattern and color scheme for her ring gear for her match.
Nice.
I think it was made within the day. She just decided, can it be done? And it was done. So, yeah.
Yeah. I think I lost it when he was walking up the aisle at the end.
Yeah.
That final gesture where he's staring directly into the camera with the ramp right behind him, that final shot before he walks away, that was chills.
I mean, you saw me last night. Even now I'm just getting emotional over it because it's just like end of an era. I'm glad they kept it with him, and then him just patting the wall as he's walking out. I can't even look at the camera because I'm so yeah, it was the circumstances were not great how it ended and how the crowd reacted, but it was kind of it's still, like Ian says, it was hard to process the fact that was it, but also it ended the way it should have, would that make sense? So yeah,
I think that it's not so much Cena as in he is also a metaphor for a lot of people's childhoods as well in wrestling, where they made their starts. Like John Cena is to the ruthless aggression / PG-13 era. The Hulk Hogan was to the olden times, like Shawn Michaels was to the new generation, to Stone Cold Steve Austin with the Attitude Era. And when you think about it, ruthless aggression outlasted almost all of that.
It's mental when you actually add up the years, genuinely.
Like Attitude Era, this big, overpowering, huge golden era that people think of, that really only started in 97 and ended in 2001. That's 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 4 years. Ruthless Aggression, 2002. When did you think it ended?
Oh, God.
You can't, because it's all a blur.
Yeah, there isn't. Yeah, because there was never a definitive end to the Ruthless Aggression era.
And all of this time, you've got John Cena, Randy Orton, I'd love to say his name, but Brock Lesnar as well. Like this isn't.
People like that. I appreciate tainted name at this point, but still, just putting it in context for the time period.
Yeah, and John Cena is basically the signifying of the end of that. For a lot of people, it is a coming of age. As the best way I could describe this as, it is a coming of age. And we are in the process of losing AJ Styles, who I would argue is Ruthless Aggression adjacent, because the start of Ruthless Aggression, you also had the start of TNA. People like, again, Randy Orton, who's still with us, but he ain't going to stick around for long. Brock Lesnar, the rumor and innuendo, he's getting out of here, and thank God for that. If what's so true. This is the signifying of a coming of age, and nothing quite embodies it better than John Cena. 20, they argue 25 years. It's 23 years, but 25 years if you count his things. I'm going to say it now, Samoa Joe. Because not only did you have WWE, Ruthless Aggression, and TNA, you also had Ring of Honor, Daniel Bryan. So you're seeing a lot of careers slowly winding down or finishing. And this is what we're witnessing now. This is the transition to something different, something new. So this is why, for some of us, this is quite an emotional time. So,
so if I can ask a hypothetical question here about last night, because in People Behind the Curtain votes, we sort of had like a chat, obviously, between all of us, and I seem to recall it was mentioned in passing at one point that there were rumors, or it was implied that the Cena match was going to go on first for a while. That's tonight's main event. with the way the show ended up being, like exactly as it is, but the order changed around, would you, in hindsight, have put the Cena match on first?
Hell no.
No. It would have ruined that would have killed the rest of the matches. You might as well have just switched off.
Yeah. Yeah, I think audience, because some of the wrestling commentators had also kind of argued similar. It's like, well, if your main selling point is Cena's final match, you're going to lose probably 75% of your audience the moment that match is done.
Yeah.
And also, if the match played out the same way, if the match played as it did at the start, those fans would probably hijack the show if they were upset about that result.
Yes.
And then you have an inadvertently caused Royal Rumble 2015.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. That's sort of thought, really.
No, I'm glad we got a good for the record, I agree. Like, keep it as it was. I didn't actually say that, but
yes.
But yeah, so look, John Cena's career is done, but I don't think he's exactly gone forever, as it were. He's going to pop up here and there randomly. At some point, he'll go in the Hall of Fame. I'm not trying to say this in a very casually blasé way, but he'll still pop up here and there randomly, as and when he does. But obviously, in ring, career is over. And you know what? Fair freaking play to him. Because he's done so much in the WWE. When you think about all the feuds he had, everything he had to go through, the freaking like years of backlash essentially that he had to deal with from like the hardcore fans, quote unquote, all the time. He's done so much, and whether you liked him, respected him, tolerated him, whatever the word is, ultimately John Cena's done so much.
Yeah.
And I've never necessarily been the biggest Cena fan, but I've always enjoyed what Cena's done. Like his early days, Dr. Thugonomics, after his initial like ruthless aggression bit, I love that stuff. And then when he turned babyface and he was champion after beating JBL and stuff, it was great fun.
Yeah.
There's been so much that John Cena's been involved with. It is actually crazy, the longevity of John Cena compared to some of the other big legend names who perhaps are on equal footing in terms of name value and star power, but have almost done like half the time he has. In many ways.
Just to point out what Peter Siddon's saying in the chat, where he says that Cena's got an ambassador role now. That's actually legit. He is now, well, for a little while now, he's been re-signed to an ambassadorship role, at least for 5 years with the WWE. So
is that like a Legends type thing, or like an above Legends type thing?
Might be enhanced Legends, possibly.
I would imagine it'd be the same deal they had Ric Flair on when he retired for a little bit. They put him. I can't remember how long that was for, but he was made an ambassador of the brand, as it were.
Yeah.
For all goods and indeed ills. But yeah, so I can't think of a much worthy person to have that role than Cena, considering what he's done. I mean, let it also be said, the guy, like whether he needed to or not, the guy has the biggest run of Make-A-Wish.
I'm going to bring that up in a minute, actually, so I'm glad you brought it up.
And this is one of the things that I respect the guy for. I may not necessarily be as big of a fan as others are, but I absolutely respect him for that. You know, it's incredible. Like, so many people look up to him, even now. Like, he's going to have an amazing career in Hollywood. You know,
already done, arguably. You know,
and
it can only go up.
Yeah,
literally.
Now that the shackles of wrestling has gone, he literally the trajectory can only be like big for him now.
And I think that was one of the things he was worried about because this was all like 3 years in the making. But the fact that they made the announcement a year and a half ago, and then the build up to it, like this year, you know, they were saying he was afraid, like every time we go in the ring, he'd be injured, and like how do you make that up for the roles he was in? So you'd think like he had that pressure on his shoulders as well, thinking, I don't really want to hurt myself during this match. It could easily happen. We have seen it happen so many times now. So
happened to The Rock.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, just fair play to him that he got through the whole year when WWE this year has had really bad luck with injuries, that he escaped and didn't get injured, touch wood, you know, and now he can rest because I don't wrestle, but you know, I work out, and even then, that's like, geez, my body doesn't like me. And so you can imagine you're getting slam after slam after slam, and how tolerable that is on your body, and especially the age that he is now. I have respect for older wrestlers who are still doing it, but I still have so much respect for the fact that Cena went out the way he wanted to go, and that was because. It has happened, unfortunately. We've had a lot of wrestlers who have not gone out the way they've intended through various means of out of their control. So the fact that he had the power to do this, as sad as it was, good. That he was able to do it in his own terms and go out happy.
This is one of the reasons why I largely respect what Tanahashi's going to be doing with Wrestle Kingdom, because he had the option and was slowly transitioning into that role of becoming a New Japan dad. Well, if you don't know what a New Japan dad is, it's basically a gentleman in his 50s who's there to fill out the card at the start with the younger lions, or basically they're there in a sort of nostalgia role. And there are people that are still wrestling now, even though they're like nearly touching 60, like Tenzan, like Yuji Nagata. Absolutely props to all of those guys. But like Tanahashi is choosing to basically end his career after this. He is largely not going to be wrestling anymore. I believe he's still going to be president of New Japan.
And let's be fair, Matty. Sorry to jump in here, but just to add context here, he ain't going to win that match against Okada. There is no way in hell he's going to win.
Okada never loses. We've established this. This is what annoyed me with Okada's farewell tour, was the fact he didn't lose a single match, But yeah, and to be fair, Jeremy, not to counter that, but to agree to your point, Tanahashi wouldn't have it any other way. To lose to one of the people he respects the most in the company, or was in the company, in Okada, yeah. I think the other choice would have been Gabriel Kidd after that. After the match we saw earlier this year.
So, Ian, I appreciate we've done a lot of the talking here, and not like anything else you want to say about all this, because we've all waxed lyrical, and I appreciate you've sort of mainly be doing the hosting side of things tonight. But anything else you want to just say about Cena in general, not necessarily just last night, but anything else, because you're also more than entitled to say your piece, so to speak, on whatever you want relating to him as well. It's only fair.
Yeah, I think in hindsight, the retirement year has been a strange beast. It started out.
You're being so kind to this, Ian. Blimey.
Yeah, I say it's a strange beast because it starts off quite curiously with Rumble, Elimination Chamber. Then starts to go, oh no, down a little bit of a hill with Mania through to SummerSlam. I've got to get those ghost bumps. Rock.
He went to Europe for a while, had a bad time, was a bad guy.
Got the t-shirt.
Upset Dave Fisher.
I was going to say, so did the kid.
So did a kid. Got back made friends with the kid, all that sort of stuff. Wrestle against R-Truth, and then things happen, all that sort of stuff. I don't know. And then I think once the returns of face began from SummerSlam onwards, the retirement year was marginally better. Notwithstanding it's weird. He's had some of the best matches of the year, I feel, from WWE side. He's also had some of the worst. And it's like I listened to his interview with Chris Van Vliet, where he was trying to go, well, if I'm going to ruin wrestling, then I've really got to ruin wrestling. I've got to be, and it's like, and it's like, yeah, I get it, but it was still pretty shit. You could be a shitty heel to ruin wrestling, and still be an actual decent heel than just going, I'm just gonna be slow. I'm just gonna do these moves shit. I'm just gonna team up with Travis Scott. All this sort of thing. And it's like, I think there's the heel run. It's the more it went on, the more of it's like, we don't have a plan for this, do you? Or it's like, what are you doing if you're not going to pay off Rock and Travis at some point in Elimination Chamber? It just, Yeah, it was very, very silly. It was very silly. So getting back on track, having the match with Cody at SummerSlam, and then an all right match of Logan Paul. I didn't mind the Logan Paul match at Clash of Paris. WrestlePalooza is by far the worst match of the year. It's like when I'm writing down my best and worst off, that's at number one because it is a pointless match of 8 minutes that does nothing and it's just a waste of a date for Cena to at least have another least match. I think I'm unfair. The best match of the run is probably between the AJ Styles match and Cody SummerSlam. I think those are probably. I think
what I've seen, completely agree.
I would lean more towards AJ Styles because it was just. There were lots of homages, but it's like again, this is like pivotal moment, like final year for Cena, penultimate final couple of months for AJ Styles. It seems at this point, so them able to have that level of a match, and also just so many different shout outs and stuff like that was just really, really cool to see. So it's like it is a strange 12 months that has been at times curiously interesting, sometimes painfully bad to watch. Sometimes you get these elevated highs, but it then ends obviously with the eventual, this is going to end the way you don't want it to end like this, but it has to, per se. And my sort of thought on the whole thing scene is like I think I started falling out of. Well, I watched a lot of bit of wrestling about 2004. I'd say probably 2007 is probably when I bowed out a little bit from wrestling or paid attention to wrestling. I didn't really get back into it till late 2014 when the network started up and kind of got back into the thing and kind of went, oh, this Cena stuff, and it kind of like I came back and oh, the Cena seems to be kind of shit now per se. But I think the Open Challenge and the years after, it's like, yeah, you still have sometimes the Super Cena, LOL, all that sort of stuff. But the fact is, I think the later the career has gone on, the more you can probably respect and appreciate. It's like, obviously, people joke about the 5 moves of doom. Yeah, there's the 5 moves of doom, but the repertoire got slightly better, and he can call a really good match in the ring. He can work it. He can build a good match. I think half the time it's always about the dance partner. If he's got a good dance partner in the ring, you can create magic. And sometimes it hasn't always translated well, but yeah, so I just come away at this just going, yeah, it's like Cena might not have been the most amazing wrestler to look at, or not the most amazing wrestler to engage with, or be kind of. I'm trying to find the right word. Let me rephrase this properly. At times, it was not easy to kind of go, I like Cena's character, or I like Cena as the wrestler. But I think over the years, I think the later years have helped ease that memory. And it's just like I think regardless whether you liked him or hated him, it's like his impact on the industry cannot be understated in the slightest. It's like for most kids, he's their hero, and he's like the childhood hero and stuff like that. So it's like the impact on that just really cannot be understated. So when Cena steps down and has stepped down, it's like, because there was always that eventuality every year. At least Cena's turning up to do something, whether it be the one match, whether it's 2 matches. And in the later years, it's like, yes, he might just come up and have a really weird match of Austin Theory at WrestleMania, or then be put in a position where he's getting solo over by getting brutally spiked a lot. I think it was like Night of Champions, which again is like a massive whoa. You don't see this happen from Cena, and it's that sort of coming in and trying to progress and elevate new stars, and it's not always been successful. I mean, the first time him and Reigns met at No Mercy, Cena destroys him on the mic, pretty much. It's one of those sort of, it's like Reigns wasn't even in the position that he could be to be like the next Cena, or to be in a similar position to Cena. That's obviously changed now. So it's like, I don't know. I'm going a ramble. I'm on a bit of a ramble quest on this one, but I think the bottom line is it's like it is a very strange. It's that strange notion now of Cena's not turning up to do a quick AA. He's not turning up to do guest spots and stuff like that. It's like, no, if he's done, he's done. And I feel out of a lot of the wrestlers that have said they're retired and then maybe come back, I feel out of all of them, if anyone is going to stick to his guns on this, it's going to be Cena.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well said.
Yeah.
It's funny you sort of mentioning a few things that happened over the last year, because I think we wanted to also touch on a few various points from throughout the year.
Yeah.
But I just remember the excitement from Elimination Chamber when that heel turn happened.
Yeah.
Like just the buzz, even me, just like not knowing it had happened. I watched it out of curiosity. That Chamber match was really good, by the way, as well.
Yeah.
And Cena was excellent in it, and just the way it all unfolded. And then, obviously, that final segment and whatnot, just everything that happened, it was so well done. And when that happened, and then when The Rock and everything, it felt like it was going to be such a tremendous year. And it took a month before it was tanking. Yeah. And feelings on Travis Scott notwithstanding, or whatever the heck happened with all that. The fact of the matter is, someone had an idea, and I maintain this thought, that heel turn was meant to happen at WrestleMania. Because in the best world in the world, why would you do it at Elimination Chamber?
Sell tickets.
Yeah.
That is yeah. And it's like they talk about it in Unreal, and Cena's been backing that up quite a bit in his interviews. It's like, no, that's legitimately what really happened. It's like they just called me and went, we want you to turn heel. All right. Let's do it.
Yeah,
off we go.
If The Rock had still been around, they could have done something interesting. Yeah. They could have made it, and they could have made it where The Rock was influencing Cena or had something over him, like some kind of hidden secret or something. They could have had something that would have made people think he doesn't want to do this. But it's like, what was that thing that The Rock gave to Cody, like that pebble or whatever it was, that whatever it was, like a little bag. Like literally, like it's like one of those unanswered things. It's like there could have been something so minuscule to have just carried this throughout most of the year.
It's a ticket to Moana 2 in the future. It's like, don't ever break my heart again. Now come see Moana 2 with me in a couple of years, in a couple of months. Sorry, Harriet.
It's okay. It's quite ironic at the beginning of the year when we all came together and all gave our predictions. Jeremy is the only one who got it right, because he even said we're never going to find out what The Rock gave him, and we never did.
No, because the opening of Raw back on Netflix, where Dwayne just Dwayne'd all over it and just completely buried storylines left, right, and center.
It's my best buddy at the pal there in the crowd.
Cody going,
we've been making movies, ain't we, Cody? I've been doing Moana and the Smash Machine, you in the Naked Gun, and now Street Fighter. Side note, we'll talk about. I don't know, because I know you don't really watch trailers, Jamie. So I don't know if you like us talking about the
Game Awards the other night. I've seen things. I'm game for this movie. No pun intended.
We'll have a quick chat about that in a little moment as well.
There you go.
Because my word, it's like, yes, no, oh god,
all of the above.
All of the above. Raul Julia is smiling down this one, going, of course, it'll be stupid. Anyway, what else I give him this?
Just the past year, just in general.
That whole lot. I think if they had a good follow up with the Rock element to it, then the heel turn might have been slightly different. But the fact of the matter is, it's like when it became more and more apparently obvious that Rock and Travis Scott were not as involved as you thought they were going to be. It's like, okay. Is it just John just went, I don't like it. It's like, I want to sell my soul. Okay, what did you sell for? Double 17 championship, but it's
bunch of his energy drink. I don't know.
Yeah.
Instagram views.
Yeah. Those. Ow, my arm.
I was gonna say that sounded painful. There was a theory I did see on Facebook, and I think I shared it with Ian, and he was just like, "No," where The Rock apparently would have turned up at the end of last night and be like,
"Oh God, yeah,"
and like, "You still sold I still have your soul. You ain't quitting wrestling." If
they did that, half of me would have gone, "This is interesting." Also, then what was the last 12 months? And what the thing is, the whole celebrating with each and every one of you, one final time. What was the
WWE.
point?
I'm
Of
starting.
course.
I'm just starting to think that WWE booking in particular just have no clue. They just literally just write up on the wall and go, I try and connect the dots this way. As much as people started to applaud like the long-term story booking, I don't think they actually do ultimately have a plan. That's the thing.
So yeah, John Cena, what a freaking career! And do you know what as well? I
Yeah.
was like, while I was like awake during like the show and watching your stream, Harriet, last night, I was trying to like think off the top of my head, what are some immediate things that come to mind that like stand out in the career of John Cena? And like one of the first ones that came to me were like, right, what my favorite matches with John Cena? And the first two that came to mind, I've got my list written down, was Money in the Bank 2011 v Punk.
Yep.
Just everything about that was phenomenal. And admittedly, the CM Punk element at the time was far more what I was into. But also that Mania 23 match against Shawn Michaels is so damn good. So damn good. If people have not gone and seen it, it's well worth it.
I think one of my all-time favorite moments is when he turned up at Rumble and no one was expecting it.
Yeah, number 30, right?
Yep. And the whole, and I watched that live.
Yeah, likewise.
And, I watched that live and I was just like, geez, the young Harriet in me was just bouncing off the walls because obviously, unlike Ian, I kept up to date with Cena all his career. I didn't stop watching wrestling as much as I hated it, but I still carried on. But it was like that moment of like, oh my god! And I was the one thing I loved is that there was a split second of boo.
Yeah, so good. It's like
so good. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. He's a massive dick. Boo him.
Everyone in Madison Square Garden is losing their damn minds.
Yeah.
And there was a collective moment when everyone just took a moment and just remembered, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah. So that's why I loved it. I mean, now I can appreciate it now, being older and like, this is the whole thing with Cena being everyone loving or well, mainly hating him. But when I was younger, I was just like, don't boo him. He's just come back for an injury. Young, naive, innocent Harriet. But that was one of my all-time favorite moments. And then him winning Money in the Bank and the face of the which they featured a lot last night, which I was very appreciative of.
There you go.
What was it in terms of? It's like some of the more like in my post. I mean, the first Open Challenge run is great fun. I mean, it's that first like encounter with Kevin Owens, and it's like
so good.
And I remember watching Elimination Chamber with Christian, and we are both kind of going, oh yeah, it's like Owens is going to give him a run, but Cena's going to win. And we were both in absolute shock when Owens beat Cena after a damn good match as well. Other ones as well. I think the original AJ Styles feud when it started.
Beat up John Cena.
Beat up John Cena, finishing with that Rumble match in I want to say 2016, 2017.
Quite possibly. I don't know the year. All the years.
I think it was 20. I think it might have been 2016 at that point. I might be wrong. And then
Peter in the chat. So I'm just seeing what he said. Yes, absolutely. Sorry.
Oh yes. Because the Shawn Michaels rematch. The one that went on for 50 minutes.
The 1 hour match at Earl's Court randomly that no one expected.
Yeah. But then there's also like some of the obviously like the unique things the unique matches. I think most recently you've got to talk about Firefly Funhouse. Which again is the examination of John Cena the character by Bray Wyatt, and even Cena doing a lot of the writing for it as well. And it's I mean that was a standout. Even during a very weird period, it's like that just seemed right for the period that we were in at that moment.
Yeah, it seemed the sanest thing to watch in wrestling.
It's the only thing that sticks in my brain is that Cena like retrospective match.
Yeah.
Even like it's like even like his first appearance on a live show like after lockdown, and it's like that bit after Reigns beats Edge at like Money in the Bank that year, And then Cena's music hits, and the whole place, even Michael Cole, just loses their damn minds.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's here! He's here!
You know what else is worth mentioning as well? He's only ever had 2 theme songs, but both of them have been bangers. I say it 2, if you count a Ruthless Aggression 3, but the main 2, let's be fair. Thugonomics and his The Time Is Now are such good entrance songs. They're so good.
I mean, also the fact that the album of the Thugonomics led on to him releasing the album, and then the Bad Bad Man music video of the A-Team, which is still one of my favorite music videos.
I love Bad Bad Man so much. It's just seeing it just up as Hannibal from the A-Team was going, yeah, I love it when a plan comes together. What are we doing? I don't know, Bumpy Knuckles. We're doing things.
It's just there's some great scenes. It's like when the cigarette's shot out of his mouth and he just puts it in. It just carries on. I love that scene so damn much.
I have an urge to rewatch early Cena WWE movies, produced movies, because it is like night and day the difference Cena is an actor. But it's just like it's the one. I always had this idea for like a joke figure, basically. Someone's watching 12 rounds and John Cena's just going, yo, they got my wife. And then the person going, he's got his wife. Come on, friends. We're going to go save John Cena and his wife. It's
John Cena and pals.
Come on. It's like, come on, guys. Let's do this. Has one of the 12 rounds has one of the best sort of person being blown from an explosion. Like it's the bit where Cena's own home blows up and he just keeps going, he's just flying like, like he just seemed like it's probably the stuntman, but he's like doing like just a little culture like squat of oh no, I've been blown away by my house explosion.
Oh my God! The
most unlikely thing of him versus Littlefinger from Game of Thrones in that one. The Marine is him versus Robert Patrick, which full circle Robert Patrick is peace.
Oh God,
dad, yes. Mm-hmm. I've talked about this before. The first Marine movie, and Peter's mentioned it as well. It is a very bad film, but there are some weird things. It's weird things that just make it like me go, okay, this is weird, but also so bad that he's good at the same time.
Yeah,
it's like Robert Patrick and his bad guys have their own like mini storyline. There's a bit where Robert Patrick's trying to rearrange his cable bell.
It's important stuff, you know.
It's like, so I get all the channels. It's like I've just kidnapped John Cena's wife, but tell me more about, tell me more about the cable operation.
Can you imagine if the freaking WWE Network had been live at that point? Do you remember that point on WTV when they're constantly plugging the network is $9.99? Imagine that happened in the movies as well, when it's like, the network's only $9.99.
$9.99 and my first month's free, but new subscribers only.
Matty, I appreciate we've talked a lot about John Cena. Any other randomness from you that you wanted to make mention of?
No, I think all bases have been covered on that front.
Yeah, it is a weird. It's gonna be weird watching WWE, not kind of observing WWE without a Cena influence per se, and especially if the next year is going to be more of these big name stars finally going, okay, I'm done. It's going to be a weird sort of generational shift. It's like if Lesnar's retiring next year, it stars. I mean, from that sort of age group class, it's like, especially with WWE, it's like Orton in WWE is probably the last one of that group. I think Shelton Benjamin obviously is in AEW at the moment.
Yeah.
Still going, but it's just like it's very weird that Orton is still, it's like obviously Orton's on the sort of like a lesser appearance side of things, but it's just like I think it's gonna be just as weird when Randy Orton bows out as well.
He talking about somebody else who deserves a retirement tour. That Randy Orton. For sure.
Everyone's singing his theme music so damn loud. You can just imagine it, everything. His entrance, it'll be the longest entrance. They'll do the whole song twice.
Yeah. And if he asks to run it back, we won't get angry, unlike Jay.
He disrespected the hydration station. If this is going to be the last time I bring this up, is the fact that even last night, Gunter respected the hydration station. He made sure it was safe when they crashed into those commentary tables. But not Jey Uso. He savagely attacked those bottles. And you know, I know that it's a disgusting drink, but it's sacrosanct. You respect the table, you leave it be. You could still mock the drink. It's awful, but you know, Jey Uso,
maybe
bad boy.
Yep, I agree.
Maybe Jay just wasn't as refreshed that he was. He wasn't hydrated, and that's why he was just like, I thought Fromm was going to hydrate me, and it didn't.
Okay, because people have just joined in. The ongoing joke about this is, no, Prime Energy can get in the sea. It's disgusting, but
No, it'll contaminate the sea.
but why I take the mickey out of it so much is the fact that it was so obvious there was an edict among the wrestlers being told, you do not touch that table. That table with all the drinks, you leave it alone. You don't go near it. That's for promotional uses only. Yes, sir. Yes, miss. 3 bags more, miss.
But there are actual drinks there.
Technically, reality, I love it when it gets smashed in. But it's like, no, I've got to rise to the bit. I've got to continue to say, you leave that table alone.
No, it's just Logan Paul just comes away and go, hey, yo, what are you doing? Nothing. What are you doing? Nothing. Are you about to push over my drink? No. You sure? Yes. All right. Remain humble. So humble.
It's so funny when Randy Orton, the smaller bottles actually have jollop in it. Because I refuse to call it a drink, it's jollop. He took a sip of that.
Oh, yes.
And they made sure not to show that on WWE television, but we made sure that we saw him go, blah.
I was like, oh.
It's like that whenever the heck it was, like when CM Punk, I think it was during his heel run as champion, like the year-long reign, and at one point, like KFC in America were doing like a double down thing. It was like a double chicken breast. They had like a KFC bucket on the commentary desk in front of Punk.
Oh god!
And you just see him. If you imagine the bucket's here, you just see at one point just go, kind of looking at it, scowling, going, "I'm not touching that."
Yeah, give me a bakery.
Yes. Yeah, it's not as bad as say the Pizza Hut and stuff from the 25-year anniversary of The Rock. How do we celebrate The Rock? Pizza Hut and no Rock. And a golden egg.
Oh, on that note, Minute Maid, bring the juice. That was the new one last night.
Oh, yes, it was.
Why couldn't someone be dressed as a Minute Maid carton and then Gunther just chopped the shit out of it?
I'll tell you why, because no one can be as good as I Show Speed being taken out by Randy Orton at Mania inside the Prime suit.
Oh.
Side note.
Or when Bron Breakker speared him out of his, I don't know, his shoes or whatever.
What was it? He had he did the like reality show thing when he did a like WWE training match. Randy Orton just casually just smacked him with a chair. It was funny. It's like, okay, Speed, this is how a chair works.
Boom! Well, I don't know. Boom. I haven't seen it.
But no, I've seen bits of like the episode. And it's like, yeah, I mean, it's like I Show Speed seems to have some grit for it as well. So it's just like, but if it's going to be for the spectacular spears and spectacular selling, I'm all in.
So, in an attempt to make an incredibly bad segue to this, but I think it's a good way of doing it. Speaking of spectacular selling, let's talk Street Fighter for a few minutes.
Yes, let's. Oh, so yes, we have Street Fighter. It's not out till next year. I think not until next October in 2020.
What, is that far away?
The 16th of October.
Yeah,
it's going to get delayed again. Don't worry.
No, Mortal Kombat's out. Mortal Kombat is out in May, so next year. So you got fighting movies next year. It's great fun. But yeah, pretty much all the cast, I think, apart from 50 Cent, turned up to Game Awards. Casually just going, yeah. Oh, Joe tested the voiceover announcement for when they came on stage, which was quite cool. It's like all these fighters from around the world. Aren't we blessed to see them here on the stage?
Oh
God, I'm here for this film. I couldn't care less if it's good or bad. I just want to laugh. Yeah. Genuinely, that's all I care about. the original film was so good because they tried to make it serious and it just wasn't. And this one, they're gonna do all the references. It's gonna be like freaking someone scrolling through TikTok, this film, just with random Street Fighter moments, filled to the brim with characters. I am looking forward to this.
I think when sorry, go on.
No, you first, please.
It's because when woke up the next day and saw that the photo of Guy or Cody, I was like, damn, actually looks pretty cool. And then you mentioned there's a trailer, and I literally went, what? And then you sent the link as I was looking for it. I'm like, I think I watched it 6 times in a row, and I was so genuinely excited. I told my work colleagues, because obviously they're gamers, and I'm just like, have you seen the trailer? And they're like, no. And then they saw it, and like one person sits in front of me, and he was just like, I'm in.
Exactly.
I'm in. I'm game, because it was just it. I've said this. I have not seen the original Street Fighter in full. The movie. I need to. I've seen the anime, but I've not seen the one that's been mentioned before. But I am so engrossed in this to the point that it's like, yes, I will see this, and I will go about my way to see it on day 1 release, pretty much. And I think it's that kind of it sold it very well by showing you every single character that is in it. Every single character, even the announcers as well, like Don Savage, who's Eric Andre. So, but the only one they didn't show was Blanca, which completely forgot that Jason Momoa was until they announced it. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot.
Did you see that? Oh, by the way, thanks, Matty. We're back in a couple of minutes. She's got to step away for a couple of minutes. Did you see that the night after the Game Awards, they released like character posters for each actor in the costume?
Yeah,
it's just like looking at them. Like you can find them like on IMDb and stuff, folks. If you want to search for it, just search Street Fighter 2026 film, and you'll find them.
Because I kind of like when we knew Roman Reigns was playing Akuma and stuff like that. Part of us was going, wait a minute, Akuma doesn't have a beard in the games. Is he gonna have to shave off his beard? And clearly he doesn't, because he hasn't, because it's still there. They just kind of dyed it with his hair.
Yeah.
And I hope Roman Reigns has more time in this film than he did in The Pickup with Eddie Murphy.
And even though we haven't seen it, Zootopia 2 ish.
Zebros. They are missing out on all that marketing cash by just not having Reigns and Punk as a tag team for a while. Just going. You know what? Zebros.
I did actually say this on my stream last night, and I'll say it again because you didn't hear. So basically, both Cody and Roman tagged on their respective Instagrams. Everyone in the actors list, bar the other, on each of their streams, or each of their Instagrams, and I just found that hilarious because the fact that Cody and Roman have worked together in the film for quite a while. And then you have had Zootropolis come out, and Cena and Roman are like, yeah, they're buddies. Cody and Roman are like, I'm never working with you ever again. Then 2 weeks later, Game Awards. Hi, Cody.
It's like, well, this is awkward. One of us will have to leave.
Oh dear.
One of the things that's it's a random little note about Street Fighter, but if you know, you know. But have you seen what Curtis, like 50 Cent Jackson, looks like as Balrog in his character poster?
Oh yeah.
Like the haircut, like which almost makes him like a Majin Buu villain from Dragon Ball. But the fun thing about that is, for those who don't know, in Street Fighter 2 in Japan, Balrog was not called the Balrog we know was not called Balrog. That was originally Vega, who we know as Vega. They had to switch a bunch of the character names around because originally Balrog was M. Bison, because he was a play on Mike Tyson under the name Mike Bison. And so if you look at if you look at his hairstyle, it's basically an M to say I'm Mike Bison. I'm just looking at it now, and it's just like it's very much a if you know, you know. Yeah. And so I'm looking forward to seeing. They're blatantly going to mention this. It's going to be a joke at some point. And just, oh my words, I just want fun films. And also the fact I think I mentioned this to you folks as well. The fact that they outwardly mention the Mortal Kombat 2 movie, there is 100% going to be some kind of marketing crossover between these films. I don't know what it's going to be. I can imagine there may be a trailer before the MK film.
Guys, they're both produced by Legendary, aren't they?
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why they kind of threw shade towards them, because it's like,
Yeah,
it's fine, they're cool with it.
The true Forbidden Door.
Yes.
So, you can just imagine it. Like, it's going to be ridiculous that these two films coming out the same year.
What a time to be alive.
We're being fed good.
It's like we're being fed good movies, even though there's the threat of a Netflix takeover lingering over Warner Brothers. It's like we're still good. We're still good.
Is it not Paramount at this point? I've not kept track.
I don't know.
There's another one as well.
It's like we may need YouTube info explain a video saying money, boo. Netflix, nom 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 nom. Paramount, hey, wait a minute, guys, I'm rich too. Hollywood,
Everyone.
Completely ignoring the fact that at one point Paramount was looking to put themselves on sale, but never. Let's overlook that.
It's like, didn't you try to say this up? No, we got movies. We want more movies. We want things. Also, we've been asked by Trump to make Rush Hour 4.
Oh, don't.
And someone is just going to make a YouTube explainer video just called Money, the Iceberg.
Yep.
Just an iceberg video about money.
I really
Shane McMahon is narrating it.
Right.
I really enjoyed the Rush Hour films, and this has really soured my wanting more.
I've seen the first 1 and 2, I think.
But I like the first one. Second one is all right. Third one, I got literally angry at because it just wasted my time.
I have no recollection of the third one whatsoever, and I intend to keep it that way.
They go to Paris, and I think let me just check. They go to Paris.
One is obviously the one where Jackie Chan's character is the fish out of water. Then number 2 is the one where Chris Tucker's character is the fish out of water, and then 3 is the one where they're both the fish out of water.
So what's the fourth one?
And for no reason, Roman Polanski was in the third one.
Oh,
because he can.
Because he can in that country.
For reasons we will not go into.
Yeah,
right.
So what's the fourth one going to be?
And also Brett Ratner is pretty much a horrible human being as well. Yeah, the director. Yes. So it's like, I don't care if they're all back together. I don't feel obliged to watch it. To be perfectly honest.
No, same.
My watch list is already too big. Like, you know.
Same.
99, Critical Role.
Yeah. I'm just about to start Critical Role. So, I mean, that's
going
to be an hour's thing.
What was it? We've got Avatar in a couple of weeks for 4 hours of fun Navi stuff.
I've now got a membership to drop out, so we're watching Make Some Noise once or twice a day. So it's like I've got too much going on.
Soon you will come across the nothing more that I love than a hot crisp crust.
We're back, baby.
we have just watched before I came back on here. We watched the Wayne Brady musical episode.
Oh yes,
Make Some Noise.
Yes, that's a good episode as well. Anyway, I think it's time to start wrapping some things up here. So in terms of WWE content side of things, I explained this a couple of episodes ago, but yeah, for the foreseeable future, there's not going to be much WWE coverage simply because, as we've stated previously, company is not endearing content. The product itself is not amazing right now, and personally for me, there are a lot more things on my plate that I deem more important right now, like upcoming convention work, all that sort of stuff. And yes, I mean, it's not to stress, it's not a never say never again. It's not like I will never talk about wrestling on a stream or something like that. I'm not doing a John Cena saying I am never going to talk about wrestling or acknowledge the existence of wrestling anymore after this stream. No, it's just quite frankly, if there's an opportunity for me to do that, I will do so. If not, that is it. that is more or less on my side of things. Now, my understanding as well, in terms of the channel content here, in terms of wrestling, I think that is going to change significantly, Matty.
So yeah, we kind of touched base on this a little bit during the art stream, and I need to talk to Jeremy and Harriet, but basically the general consensus is the remaining three of us also have our individual problems with the products at the moment. But that having said that, that doesn't mean we haven't lost complete love out of wrestling. I do need to talk with everyone here about what we're going to do about the wrestling content for BunkaMania at some point. But what I will say is, number one, don't expect much from us in frequency. But for the best part of it is, when we do come along, we want to talk about the things that interest us. And we want to talk about wrestling as an art form in general. So very much in the same spirit in which Ian is leaving the WWE content, we don't want to necessarily tie it to like one singular company either. So
that makes sense.
The general idea is we don't want to leave wrestling content entirely, but don't expect much frequency either. Like I said, we are going to need to have a bit of a chin wag to see what form that takes. But me personally, I love talking wrestling. I was quite spirited about that when we were talking about it on the stream earlier on. If you want to talk wrestling that isn't WWE, me and Jeremy are more or less your guys. We love New Japan. You know, we love wrestling from around the globe. There is never... I say this with all the love in the world. Wrestling is not WWE. And... you can't just pin your entire love of a franchise on one company, as much as they are the dominant force.
Yeah.
There are other things out there. And trust me, if you feel dismayed out of the current product, go check out another aspect of that product. Pro Wrestling Eve, Rev Pro, ICW, CMLL, AEW, All Japan, New Japan, DDT Wrestling. We saw recent videos of Murder Grandpa Minoru Suzuki dressed up as Kid Buu and Doraemon dropping a man on his head through a table. It's
just a Friday night for him.
Yeah, it's so much fun bollocks out there. Just see what floats your boat and just love what you love. And at the same time, if you're still enjoying the WWE product, we don't begrudge you that either. If this is something you love doing, we're not going to tell you you're wrong. But it's just for the four of us personally at the moment. Number one, we don't have really much of a drive at watching WWE products regularly. I personally, for me, last night was the first time I watched WWE anything since SummerSlam. And the general consensus is a lot of people have had the same thoughts and feelings, not just the four of us, but other people as well.
I think for me, I've watched the main shows that we've covered. Obviously, this one, some of the 5 series, WrestlePalooza. Other than that, it's very rare for me to get through a full episode. I might just put it on fast play or something like that, or if there's something that I really want to check out, I'll check it out. But more times there, I'm looking at the Bleacher Report grades first thing in the morning after the show, just going, what's happened?
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
The second aspect of all of this is scheduling has been murder on the four of us. Trying to wrangle even me and Jeremy together to do an AEW review. Jeremy's not to speak for Jeremy. Jeremy has got his own thoughts and says and all this. But Jeremy's one of the busiest mofos on the planet, and so am I, quite frankly. And as much as we love streaming together, it is like herding sheep and cats and cattle and pretty much the entire farm when it comes to us. So when we're together, it's magic. The four of us together, this has been a fantastic stream, and I've loved every minute of it.
This has been absolutely fun. And I have frozen, I think, on my screen.
You have a little bit, yes. And we stunned the Decadane into complete stonewall lack of motion there. When the four of us are together, it's more than magical. The four of us just love hanging around with one another. But again, it's getting the four of us in the same place.
Yeah. It's like I would have loved to have joined you for the Survivor Series. Not Survivor Series, SummerSlam. But it's just like life. And unfortunately with me, I mean, I really do enjoy watching wrestling with you guys. It's just unfortunately with me, one of the reasons why I probably would stop streaming as much. I mean, obviously, like Ian, it's like I've kind of fallen out of love with WWE, with just WWE, not wrestling. It's just more like the stuff that's happening with it. But I kind of feel there is a point where it's just like when you want to talk about stuff and you don't have a massive drive as usual, it sometimes I don't want it to affect this, because don't get me wrong, I have loved working with all of you, you know, professionally and as friends. So it's just one of those things that it's like you said, Matty and Jeremy work well together, myself and Ian work well together, because we kind of talk about the respective brands that we love and talk about. But it's kind of, this is kind of a good moment with the whole thing with Cena to kind of take a step back and be like, do you know what? We can reflect and work on this, if that makes sense. I like kind of restructure going forward, because I don't want to see this disappear into the never. I mean, there could be an instance of like we could all watch or talk about like WrestleMania, because obviously that's one of the biggest shows of the year, or one of the big five. Yeah, that that's my kind of thoughts in regards to that.
And also, case in point, to what Harriet is saying as well. Like, for instance, last night, Harriet did a stream, and it was nothing to do with BunkaMania, and it was fantastic. So there may even be aspects where each of us will probably do some wrestling content on our own channels, as it were. But having said that, we're not going away. Like, BunkaMania as an entire whole is not going away. I'm going to pretty much say this as the Decadane is trying to sort out his camera issues at the moment. But we've spoken about this. We've talked about this for months. Like, whatever form you're going to get where it comes to wrestling content, non-wrestling content, this is still something that we are pretty much all on board with doing. And this is not a goodbye. This is more a we'll see you when we see you sort of thing. Like, there's other things we want to talk about wrestling wise. Like me and Jeremy, we've got a fantastic show like coming up in the next few weeks in Wrestle Kingdom. You know, I'd love to talk Wrestle Kingdom. You know, there's AEW stuff still on the horizon. There's news coming out of WWE we might feel passionate enough to talk about, but not necessarily do full reviews on. So again, whatever form these videos, these streams, this content will take, to make it back full circle, we ain't going away, but we're probably not going to be around as frequently as we would be. Jeremy, you've been quiet throughout most of this, but you got anything you need to add to this?
Yes, just give me a second. I'm quickly messaging Ian as you were saying that.
Yeah, as you could probably tell, that Ian is still struggling with his camera at the moment. I will say, on top of that, I occasionally have tech issues when it comes to StreamYards as well. It's just one of those things where you just get to play fair, especially on a browser. So, Jeremy, yes.
Yeah, just sort of collating thoughts, as it were, because I admit I wasn't sure if we were going to be addressing all this tonight or not. I mean, from my perspective, I've just got no time.
No.
It's like, so I love talking about AEW stuff, but to sort of watch a pay-per-view, and this is kind of going to almost be like, this may come across like a little violin thing. It's not meant to. But the way I would describe it is it's a lot of prep to be able to talk about like the stuff I love watching, which is AEW Japanese stuff, because there's so damn much of it in a good way. So that's kind of why it's very difficult to sort of be able to get the crew together, as it were, in various forms, which doesn't help. But I can likely see things evolving in a way to where I feel and again, I'm sort of spitballing a bit here out loud, but I could imagine us maybe doing things more where we could get together, do a stream, and we talk about wrestling as part of whatever we're doing, as opposed to being the conversation.
Yeah.
So it's a part of a conversation, but it's not the conversation. And then maybe that's the way we sort of want to do like a little bit of a wrestling thing here and there and whatnot. Who knows? Again, I'm speaking very much freely here without really having mentioned this to Ian before, so I'm trying to play my words carefully here. But yeah, I still want to do more stuff. It's just, again,
Time.
And with the AEW pay-per-views on average being 5 hours for the main show minimum, that's a lot of a time sink. And then with my own, again, not trying to do violent here, but it's like with the way my work schedule and life is just organized in general, the time I have, I've got other things going on normally when we want to try and do something. So it's sort of a lot of juggling. And I feel like I'm going around in circles with this, so I don't want to bore folks. But the crux of it is we still want to all do this in some way, shape, or form, but probably not just solely focused on wrestling. Have wrestling be part of it all, but not the reason, as it were.
Yeah,
indeed, absolutely.
And I mean, heck, go on, Harriet.
No, I was going to say, it's just like, again, it's one of those things of, I only have time to watch one thing. And that's why I stick with WWE. And even now, I don't even have time to watch that. So the fact that like pay-per-views for AEW longer than 5 hours sometimes, and with WWE, two and a bit. But unfortunately, my short attention span and my time makes me think I'm going to go with WWE and watch as and when with AEW. Because also another thing, I can't afford the pay-per-views when they come out. So it's just one of those things. At least with Netflix, I'm paying a monthly subscription. At least, you know, I'm getting my money's worth of other shows in the meantime. But with AEW, because I'm paying for
there he is.
there we go.
Hey.
Like if I'm paying for pay-per-views on top of watching Triller, it's like, no, I can't justify that in this economy. No, I'm only joking, but I don't condemn anyone who watches it. It's just time and money is my restraint with AEW. So I kind of stick with either watching reviews or watching highlights on YouTube or through you guys talking about it.
Yeah, so Ian, I'm not sure how much you caught of what we were saying while you were trying to fix sex stuff,
I've been out of the studio for about 3 minutes, 4 minutes.
It's absolutely fair.
Destroying my knees.
Fair dues are relatable in many ways.
We've basically been talking about the very things that we've been talking about off camera for a little while, and just to reiterate for both yourself and everybody else that's going, we do very much want to continue with some kind of wrestling chat. Yes. BunkaMania as an entire brand is not going away at all. You've got your own plans for content down the road, and it's just mostly time for mostly the four of us, especially me and Jeremy, because like in both our fields, like we are away for the most part. So
yeah, and from my aspect as well, I've talked about it before. I mean, obviously, people know me as someone involved in conventions like CareCon. The next event's coming up next year. I feel there will be a lot more undertaking this year from a creative standpoint in terms of the things that I'm trying to do or what I would like to do on the main stage there, and being able to just be able to dedicate that time to that. I wouldn't say it would probably impact my current streaming escapades outside of BunkaMania as well, but there might be that as well. But the fact of the matter is, it's like, if it happens, I'll let people know. But again, it's not like it's like I said, it's not I am stopping this left, right, and center and I'm going away. It's like, no, it's just other things are taking my priority right now, but hopefully I will be back to do or to come back and do other bits and pieces. For example, it's like I've still been very keen to try and do more concentrated stuff on movies. I've been very keen to do concentrated stuff on video games here on the channel. Chances are as well, again, we've been talking about trying to do like tabletop RPGs and stuff like that, and trying to kind of not necessarily go all in on a new venture per se, but just kind of trying to alternate, because even though we like talking about wrestling, we do it because we like to talk about wrestling, and we've been very fortunate in our time watching wrestling and even chatting with the community be in some very fortunate positions, and also some very amazing people in the community from things like the Wrestle Talk watch alongs and all that sort of stuff. So it's like it's a wonderful little community to be part of. So it's not, again, necessarily us saying we don't want this anymore. It's just it's just trying to find. I think it's just trying to find the healthy balance that we can continue doing stuff, but also we can balance it with work, and we're not kind of destroyed by it. I think my mantra for most things is, if other things like real life take priority, that has to take priority. But at the end of the day, it's like it is what it is. I don't know where I'm going with that, but
life changes, things evolve, and BunkaMania is evolving. That's, I think, the way to sum it up. It doesn't mean there won't be wrestling, but wrestling will be an element of things as a whole.
Have we done this about 5, coming up to 5 years, Jeremy?
Oh, you're putting me on the spot, buddy. Hang on.
I would like. I think 4.5. I think 4.5.
So, in a sort of peek behind the curtain here, which will help add some context. When Ian approached me about doing like bunker wrestling discussion, it was like 21 or 22, I think.
I think it was the reverse. I think you reached out to me and talked to me about doing wrestling discussion.
You mentioned it to me a little bit. I think it was kind of a bit of back and forth, if I recall. But
because we did because when BunkaMania was Bunkerzilla, we were doing the radio station and so forth. I did do some little bits of wrestling chatter with Christian. And again, it just came the same thing of time and commitments wasn't able to be self-sustained, especially in work at that time and finances and all that sort of stuff. So it's just kind of like, obviously I think I must have mentioned I used to do BunkaMania with Christian to you, and then it's like, oh well, it's like I've got nothing going on, you've got nothing going on, let's talk wrestling. Okay. And away we went.
So 4 years ago, it seems to be when we started doing this again. Or when things took off again. That's me very quickly sort of trying to find something. I think one of our first episodes was Hell in a Cell.
Oh, the lockdown Hell in a Cell, which was
quite
awful.
Possibly, yeah. So, and it was when we started doing this again, it was I'll try and keep it short because I realize we're going very long.
Yeah.
But it was just from my perspective, with trying to be coy with my words here, I was in a place in my life that I needed some kind of particular outlet and to be around mates to talk wrestling with. And Ian gave me that opportunity. And I'm forever grateful for it. And it's not to say this is done, but again, things are evolving. And we've managed to keep this going in some way, shape, or form to varying levels of regularity or even being able to do things. And that's the key thing, ultimately. Bunker ain't going anywhere. It's just evolving. No. It's evolved in various forms, even from Bunkerzilla days, and it will continue to evolve. And I was actually mentioning this as you were fixing your camera in, but the way I could imagine things going for the better in terms of wrestling related stuff is that wrestling is a conversation within something we're doing, as opposed to being the conversation. I think that's probably a way that wrestling will still be a part of things. Within this framework. It maybe we get together on a stream, something like this. We're just talking about a bunch of topics. It might be some movie stuff, could be game stuff, and within that, there's a bit of wrestling discussion.
Because we tried doing like we did that first. We did a pilot run of the Rumble, which I think was a fun. Was a nice little experiment. But again, it's like that was very wrestling focus, and I think the idea we were going to do one for wrestling, one thing. So again, maybe either a monthly or a 2 every 2 months we do a Rumble per se, and it gives us the whole spectrum of what have we been playing, what have we been watching.
Or if we're doing, if we can make it all work, which would be lovely if we could, if we're all doing like a game thing together, then that's what we can just like talk, and we could, if anything, pull the audio of that and make it into something after the fact. Like there's a way of being able to do stuff, and I hope that's the direction we can go. And Harriet, sorry, I cut you off there, so I'll let you get a word in.
No, I was going to say, because I've been a fan of since the Bunkerzilla days. Before that, I even wrote an article for Bunkerzilla, and even watching you guys as you started this, and then chiming in here and there as and when, and then when you first asked me to kind of not co-host, but like guest on a few appearances when Jeremy couldn't make it or Ian couldn't make it, it was like I was touched by that. And then when you asked me and Matty to join, it was just like, oh shit, we've done something good. So it's kind of like it's been fantastic, to be honest. And it's kind of one of the, outside of real life shit, this has been one of the things that's kind of helped me be sane, if that makes sense. Kind of just talking about wrestling with everyone and in the chat, breaking down numerous amount of times, and I don't care. I'm worth it in good ways, like breaking down, laughing, like slowly. So yeah, it's I'm glad that it's still going to continue, but as you said, evolve. So move on to the next chapter, so to speak. Then oh god, that book's carrying on.
the book is like the book, the trials and tribulations of Cody Rhodes will not end here.
No.
Chapter 94.
Oh, Jesus,
oh no, John Cena's gone.
And oh no, they're still booing him.
And oh dear. Chapter 95. Why is my working environment so unsafe with Drew McIntyre?
I mean, look, to sort of throw out a few things as well, like we've wanted to try and do like an online GM mode type thing for ages.
Yeah.
But again, just being able to get us together, it's just it's so hard. And we badly want to do it. And it would be fun at some point, hypothetically speaking, because schedules, if there's like a time and place we can suddenly all just go, wait, this matches up. Let's just try something. Let's just do like a couple of weeks or like a month of GM mode and see what happens.
Yeah. I think one of the things, we can do online GM mode with this version of WWE 2K, whatever. But the problem is you can't bring custom. So we could have a fun custom wrestler. I don't need WWE stars. I don't need proper wrestling. I want to see what happens if I put Homer Simpson in a feud with, I don't know, Johnny Bravo over 4 months and see what happens. That's the type of wrestling madness that I create in those games. I don't play anyone else. I just go, can I make myself a wrestler? Yes, let's build a franchise.
I mean, look, even like riffing on it again, I'm really spitballing here. So sorry, Ian, if I'm potentially coming up with ideas that at some point you're like, Jeremy, that's way too much. But it's like, it would be cool if, hypothetically, if we could get together and do, I'll just say Fortnite, because you 3 play it, I never have. But hypothetically...
The quest to get Jeremy in Fortnite begins now.
So look, hypothetically, imagine if we all played Fortnite. We're all on our own streams, and then maybe at some point, which obviously requires bandwidth to be able to edit this together, you can almost make like a supercut of all of our feeds. So you actually get the various perspectives of what we each saw. Like that's something I'd love to see us be able to try and do. But again, it's the bandwidth of trying to make that possible from like scheduling or effort.
Because I think with Twitch in particular, I think with certain platforms, I know you do like the share together side of things. So it's like, I know that's something with Twitch, but I know we all kind of do different platforms to do our streaming on. So say, for example, I use OBS. I think, Harry, do you use Streamlabs?
Yes.
Streamlabs.
That's the why.
And Jeremy,
I'm currently OBS is the way I'll put it.
Your program changes every quarter. That's what I say.
Yeah.
The streaming gods like to challenge me every quarter.
Yes. So it's like, again, it's like doing more board game side of things as well, because it's like when we get together to play board games, it can be fun, but also if it's 13 beavers, it can be a problem.
Maybe we don't talk about that, do we? But, you know.
No.
You can't blame me for this one now, Jeremy. I didn't want to trick you.
We still haven't introduced Jeremy to Flip 7.
Oh.
But we can now with online Flip 7.
Oh.
I can't remember what the name of it was there, actually, because I was at there's something I've played recently at a mate's, and he had a board game where you effectively have like foam like pistols, and you have to like aim at people, and then like you either have like
Guns and Cash, I think
that's it. Yes, and see, that's good fun. And there's no way we'd be able to do that online, but it'd be fun if we could. It'd be a nightmare for lots of stuff. But yeah, it's like you can already see, I think, folks, just from us talking about these various ideas, we've sort of all got to a degree. It literally just comes down to bandwidth, and that's why we're saying things are going to evolve. And we're not going. It's just. When the stars align, when like the Justice League or Avengers can come together, or whatever we're going to call ourselves, that's when we can. But maybe there's a way of doing things within our own sort of realms, and maybe make Bunker a way to archive it together or something. That might be a direction we could go in as well. Just hypothetical speaking.
It's a possibility. Absolutely. Anyway, I'm keeping an eye on the time. It's been a lovely 2.5 hours chatting things, and I've probably received a note saying we probably need to wrap up.
No.
I'm going. Here's my producer telling me to wrap up.
I mean, hey, look, we
have a producer. You're the producer. You're the producer.
I mean, look, to be fair, we talked wrestling for a good 2 hours tonight.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of it was Saturday night's main event, and we talked like John Cena memories, bit of Street Fighter, and now we're just talking shop for a little bit.
We can now showcase some wonderful art from today.
No.
Maddie, if you could do the honors.
I've not seen this, folks. There's been a lot going on, so I've not seen this.
I want to first say, Jeremy, number one, this was just inspiration that just came out of the blue. And also, I'm sorry.
I got the right screen larger. What the heck?
Hang on, I'll do full screen.
Does that help?
I'm dying.
Oh God.
So, for context, in the afternoon. In the afternoon, we decided in the art stream for Damus. We'll talk about Damus shortly. But we thought let's do 5-minute drawing challenges, and I said, everyone draw your best lovely cup of hot chocolate, and that's what Matty drew.
Forgive me for overtaking the production button for a second, Ian, but in the interest of trying to show this off a little bit. Right, okay.
I will say, originally when I started drawing the face, it was supposed to be Sean Dunn. And then I went, no, this face is taking a life of its own, and I can only feel that it must be Jeremy.
Matty, what is the name of this painting, of this artwork?
It's exactly what it's a lovely, comforting mug of hot chocolate.
I think you say it's a cup of jar.
He believes in miracles.
And
where are you from?
In the gap here, I was going to draw like the top of the mug, because like the Toby mugs. I was going to draw.
Is that not a mug? What's going on?
It's a Toby mug. And it was going to be, I was going to have a bit which was just the top lid, and the top lid was going to have your Mohican like tied back ponytail bit at the top. And I ran out of time, so I quickly drew the ponytail part at the back.
I kind of sussed that after the ponytail. I don't think it's that long, but hey, or is it? I don't know.
I'm sorry, but
I don't know how to react to this.
react to Pepsi Phil. Pepsi Phil believes in you.
I mean, look, I'm flattered you think I'm a cup of coffee, but
no, hot cup of hot chocolate deliciousness.
It literally came along as a miracle. It just popped into my head, Jamie. Seriously, don't think too much about it. It is literally went, oh yeah, that's perfect. I'll just use Jamie's face.
And we didn't clock. His words were to us, because we were like, I thought it was someone else. And then when he said, oh, it's actually one of our work colleagues, and I think me and Ian at the same time just went, oh.
So
I will also give you this, Jamie.
I'm gonna say this now. I want Jeremy's reaction to that as a GIF. Just
there are at least the 3 people that are not me all have the ability to edit video. So one of you can make it happen.
I'll try. I'll give it a go. Oh, God.
No, absolutely not. Hang on. I don't know what to say to this. What I was going to say before you change the picture to away from the cup. Yeah, everything is on fire. Believe me.
Oh no! Oh no!
Speaking as a person that doesn't drink hot drinks, you somehow thought to be inspired to make me a cup of hot chocolate.
You're a comforting blend, Jeremy.
I'll take that.
It doesn't make it any better.
Sure.
No, it doesn't.
I was going to say comforting blend. It's like that means there's something else involved here. Like,
I don't know, Horlicks.
This is showing people
Ovaltine.
basically me and
no one's ever
Jeremy's
called me a cup of
relationship
Bovril
here.
before. That's basically what this is, you know. If you know what Bovril is, folks, you know, believe me.
It's a tasty soup.
Oh, beefy.
Oh my days. So Ian Danemus.
Yes! I'll use this moment to quickly talk about Damus. So, over on my channel, The Deck of Dame, we are currently underway on this year's Damus. It is a week full of festive fundraising activities. And don't take my word for it, here is a wonderful video that gives you all the lowdown. So, yes, we are currently underway raising money for Samaritans this year. We are up to, and if I just have a quick look at my total, because it went up post the stream, it is up to £164. Yes, almost, less than £100 away from our first goal of £250 for Samaritans. And if we hit £250, in next year, at some point, will run a marathon stream where I will complete a game in one sitting, and that's not like a 3 to 4 hour game. It will be at least a 10-hour plus game to complete. But the more money we raise, the more I will do. So if we hit £500, I'm going to have a fun little Hot Ones sauce stream where I'll have some chicken, I'll eat some hot sauces with it. You can ask me questions, and chances are I'm going to melt quite a bit. And then if we go to £700 and beyond, which is last year's total, you can make me do a 25-kilometer ultra challenge as well. So basically, the more money we raise, the more I'll be doing next year, while we also support the amazing work that Samaritans do, providing support for those who need it the most. And I'm going to throw the QR code for it here. There we go, up in the corner there. I'm going to leave that up there till the end of the stream. So if you would like to donate now, if you scan the QR code, it will take you through to the Tiltify page where you can make your donations as well. So today we had the art stream. Myself, Harriet, and Matty, we were doing a lot of drawing, so we've just enjoyed the drawings there. Tomorrow, I am live from 7 o'clock for Watch Along. We're going to be watching some Christmas game shows, Christmas videos to get us in the Christmassy mood. And yes, the week just carries on from there. We've got Quiz Smash, Snack Tier Ranking, we got the greatest Christmas story ever too, Electric Boogaloo, another Try Not to Laugh challenge, and then an all-day marathon next Saturday from 10 a.m. all the way through to midnight as we try to raise as much money as possible. Let me have a quick look to see who that next to, lots of anonymous donors, but it's okay. It's okay. It's all good.
The fact you folks are showing the love is fantastic.
Yes. It is indeed. So yes, only 2 days down, £164 raised. I say it is going quite well. I'm just having a quick gander in this chat just make sure nothing's that like so yes, that I feel is pretty much it for today's stream. It's been a good one. Shall I play the collaboration stream thing so people can follow us on our separate channels?
You can do.
I'm just conscious it's coming to the 3 hour mark now on the stream. So
I will say this before we finish. I know this is your last wrestling stream in a while. Just want to say, in regards to wrestling content, it's been a pleasure to work with you in regards to the wrestling. I know there'll be other future stuff in the future that we're going to work on together, but it's been a blast. It's been fantastic. You've been amazing. And honestly, Ian does an awful lot of hard work for this channel. So, you know, but onwards and upwards to future things.
Yes, indeedy do. So I think, yes, I think we shall call it there. So, chances are, like I said, there might be some more content coming in the new year. We can't guarantee when, all that sort of stuff. So, but if you'd like to follow the channel, just in case we do pop on live, then hit the follow button here on the channel. Completely free to do so on Twitch. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button as well. At least that way, as soon as a new video is released, you know it's appeared in your feed as well. And you can also go through the entire back catalogue of WWE reviews and all the other wrestling stuff that we have talked about. We had a nice little shout out from Brother BLK Sports Entertainment Show. Shout out to everyone chatting. Give him a good well shout. Appreciate it. And shout out from South Bronx. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great stuff. Thank you very much. Lovely stuff. So, yes, I think it is time to call it. So, from me, the Decadane, with above me, the internet's own Matty Boo, to giraffe me, Jeremy Graves, and to Harry, aka Manga Girl. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Enjoy your Christmas, and hopefully we'll see you over on the Damer streams in the next couple of days. But until then, stay safe, enjoy your wrestling, and his time is up, and so is mine. Good night.